Hi everyone, coming to you from Los Angeles, California, the home of the Dance, Art and Life podcast. I'm your host, Daniel the Gypsy, and this is a judgment-free zone. I'm looking for stories of dancers, musicians, and artists of all walks of life, their struggles, hard work, highs and lows of their career, but most of all, the life lessons they've learned following their passion. Today's guest, I need my sheet paper or phone. Today's guest is a national champion of Moldova multiple times in standard, Latin, and tendance. Wise world champion in junior 2 Latin. Wise German champion in Latin and tendance. Top 3 in Stuttgart, the German Open Stuttgart, junior and youth. And he wrote that he had a big career break for 10 years. So he didn't dance for 10 years. And then he started dancing again in US rhythm about 10 months ago. And he already won the Ohio Star Bowl championship in Rising Star. Ilie, thank you for coming. Welcome.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. That's him. Ilie Bardahan. Do I say it right? Bardahan?
Bardahan is pretty
Bardahan.
good. Yeah,
okay.
good.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
I asked Ilie to come to my podcast 2 days ago, and he said, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. So, cheers, my man. Thank you very much. You can move the mic. You can move
there
the
we
mic.
go.
Yeah,
Flexibility,
yeah,
mobility.
flexibility, mobility.
Use
Dancers.
case. Utility.
Cheers. Yeah, utility.
Thank you for having me here.
All right. So, let's start from the very beginning. Where did your parents meet?
All right.
No.
Very personal.
No,
question.
so you were born in Moldova, right?
I was born in 1991 in Moldova, Chisinau.
Chisinau.
Former Soviet Union.
Yeah. So it
Until
was part of
1991.
Soviet Union still,
I
right?
think when I was born, it kind of collapsed.
91.
Right then and there. 1991.
I was already alive like 7 years, man.
I really hope that we're saying all these historical events correctly, because otherwise we're just going to look so bad.
It doesn't matter. No, 91 they split because Czechoslovakia also split because they stopped communism and they split. So you were born in Moldova, right? And then you started to walk and dance right away, right? Like every Moldovan in Moldova.
I think my story is very similar to a lot of the dancers in the world, not just in ballroom dancing, but in hip-hop as well. It all started very simple from Michael Jackson. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Do we know Michael Jackson?
Nobody knows who that is. So, it started with a videotape, just me watching all this stuff and trying to repeat it all. And
how old you were?
5, 6 years old.
5, 6? Yeah.
6 is when I really started, and it was like in that... term of like, I turned 6 in August, and then in September I started dancing then.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go and dance?
Well, originally I wanted to do Michael Jackson stuff, right? Because I was
hip-hop,
really into hip-hop, all that stuff, pop, lock, and drop and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was very smart and tricky about it. She was like, oh no, that's how you start. She brought me to like the first tryout, and I'm like, that doesn't look like Michael Jackson at all.
Yeah. So it was ballroom that she brought you to?
Yeah, but we have a different type of ballroom that we start with kids. We have like these kind of national things, national dances that we use, like the polka, Rilio,
we have
all kinds of
it's
stuff.
Czech stuff. It's not Moldovan stuff.
I think it's just kind of like a Eastern European thing,
Okay, let's agree to disagree.
Let's compromise.
No, it's polka is everywhere, man.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
where
have,
it comes
we
from.
used to dance the Moldovan polka and the Polish polka.
Got it.
So kind of both ways. I don't know why, but anyway, that was a good they would start us for about a year, just
and is it
drill us with that.
a couple in couples or
Yeah, we still do it in couples. Yeah, just like a different type of dance. It's a very physical dance, very challenging, so the kids can like start getting pumped and get ready for learning
the real
ballroom
stuff.
dancing.
Yeah, the real
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
It's like a slow grind and a slow process. You do ballet, you do like all these national things, and then
so you did ballet as well when you started.
Yeah.
So
started
do you
with
have
that.
like programs in Moldova that they start like this, like every club, or do they have like differences?
Well, it's in Moldova. It's very specific because it's like we have one huge, humongous club.
Yeah.
That kind of controls everything, and then we have like little clubs as well. back in that day. I don't know how
Yeah.
it is right now because I haven't been there for more than like 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like if you go to any kind of dance school or
Mhm.
regular school that would have dance, that would be probably from that
Yeah.
club. Would
Perfect.
keep control of it. So, but it was actually a very good idea and plan from the beginning, because this way you get to get the most talented kids from all the schools,
Yeah.
and then slowly but surely build them up to, you know, many world champions and many titles in the world,
Well,
from
as
like
we know, yeah.
one of the poorest countries in Europe.
Exactly,
Which is
yeah.
unbelievable, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But I think in all those countries, like you thrive on like a group class more than private lessons.
Exactly.
When you
It's
start,
a,
right?
It's a very
It's-
different
yeah.
aspect, because it's like, let's say when we're like dealing with now at this age, we're dealing with like, you know, artistry and deep connection, emotional to your
Yeah.
partner and to
Yeah.
whatever the public and whatnot. Whereas at that time, it's more like, here's the move, figure it out, you know, but
Yeah.
you're going to drill it like 1,000 times
Exactly,
until
yeah.
you figure it out. So
Yeah.
in a way, it's quite challenging because maybe you don't have the knowledge and the information, but at the same time, it's also challenging because you are challenging yourself to find yourself
Exactly,
and to
yeah.
kind of figure it out by
Been
yourself.
watching VHS a lot and figure
Brian
out.
Watson
Yeah,
from-
Brian Watson
There we go.
forever. Yes, yes. So you came there. You were 6. Your mom tricked you a little bit, right?
She actually brought me, before she even brought me to a tryout, she brought me to this big competition that we have in Moldova.
Mhm.
And the first guy that I saw was Ricardo Koki. But he was dancing with
Hi,
Joanne
Ricardo, by the
Wilkinson.
way.
Cheers.
With Joanna, yeah, I remember.
Amazing dancer.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the first guy that I saw, and I was like, wow, that looks kind of cool and interesting, you know, but that's not Michael Jackson. Anyway, besides the
Yeah,
point.
you're Ricardo, you're not Michael Jackson. Coming from Ilie. It's not my opinion, Ricardo. So, okay, so you saw this competition and then you went to the club.
Then, yeah, we went to Kodranka Dance Club. It's a
Mhm.
huge club. Used to be like probably one of the biggest European clubs at one point.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I started, I did it, whatever, not really interested. But slowly but surely, you know, started getting more interested. I saw that I do have some success, because in the beginning it was more like, oh, he's a little bit too chubby, he's a little bit too big, maybe he should do some boxing or some
You
wrestling
and
or
chubby?
something.
Can
yeah,
you
like
imagine,
skinny,
yeah?
then chubby, then skinny, then
Okay,
chubby.
yeah. As the kid
Fluctuating
grow.
back
Yeah,
and
yeah,
forth.
yeah. Gotcha.
And yeah. So anyway, once I saw that there's some kind of success,
Mhm.
we went to this first competition, German Open in 2001.
So
and Brian
you
Watson was there. I
how
was
old?
probably like 9, 10 years
9,
old.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
And this was your first international competition?
First outside, like, you
Outside
know, 9 years
of
old,
Moldova.
going
Yeah.
to Germany.
Okay, got it.
Kind of crazy,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you know, for us it's like Soviet Union,
Yeah,
and
of
we don't
course.
see much.
Yeah. You're going to the
And,
next town and that's it. Yeah.
That's next village.
Yeah, next village. Yeah, that's. Let's
So-
note.
So we went, we went to the German Open, and you know, wasn't even interested. I was like outside hanging, just watching shops and being interested more in the outside world. And then my friend, he was like, "Bro, we got to see this." So he's like, "Come
Yeah.
with me." And then we went. And it was the professionals, and the first guy I literally saw was like Brian Watson. I can still remember this piece. Is like a flash. It's like a dream. Is like,
Yeah.
I always come back to it. Like if I feel down or anything like
Uh-huh.
that, I just come back to that thought all the time. And just the way he like moved, everything was so magical. I was like, I can't believe this guy can move like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I think from that moment, I was like, that's it.
Mhm.
I'm getting into it. I'm gonna get serious. You know. And
What place did you do on your first German Open?
I did probably like 37th from 70, 80 couples maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
middle.
Yeah.
Not
And then the
bad.
next year I did semifinal. And then the year afterwards, I got into the first final.
Perfect. So 3 years it took to actually.
About, yeah.
So you were 12, 11, 12.
Yeah, because we had like, 25 Russians.
Of course, of course.
25 Russian couples, then a couple Germans.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very difficult to get in there.
Yeah. They also good, man.
They're so good. Again, like, I feel like all these amazing dancers, especially coming from these Eastern European countries, it's probably like the disparity that drives you to do
Exactly,
all this stuff,
Yeah.
So,
I think so too.
I
Though.
respect it a lot,
Yeah.
and, it's amazing to watch.
So how, once you got into it, right? How did your schedule or your training look like?
Man, I was probably dancing more than I was going to school for sure.
So you skipped school as well?
Never.
Never. with your mom's knowledge.
Yeah.
Kids with mom's knowledge.
No,
okay?
my mom knew all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because she would get phone calls from school.
of course.
But yeah.
So instead of school, you went to training.
No, the problem was, I think the biggest issue was that my school was like in the noontime kind of school.
Mhm.
So it started like 1:30.
What?
And yeah, because you
What
had
kind
like
of school did
until
you?
a certain age.
It
until a
was. It
certain-
was a private school.
No, just a regular public school.
Public school. At
Yeah, nothing
1:30?
fancy, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Round
So-
down buildings and
No, it was okay. Like a good
was-
middle class.
a good middle
Yeah,
class.
a
Okay.
good middle class.
Yeah.
Not poor, but not rich.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so what were we talking about?
You forgot already. So you were talking about that you skipped school to go to training.
Oh, so that's right. So my school, there were two options. You had to go in the morning or in the noontime. But because of a certain age, I had to go in the noontime.
So there was no other option then.
There was no other option
Mhm.
for that public school,
Yeah.
you know, by the region of where you live and so on and so forth. So like school would start at 1:30 and by 3:30 I had to go dancing,
Got it.
you know.
So you always left.
And my mom was like, you got to go dancing, right? So
Did you go alone? Like dancing?
no,
like-
somebody would come pick me up and, you know, bring me to that dance club.
So you didn't travel by yourself from school to...
No, not really, because it was like, you know, dangerous time for kids and in general, you know, you want to be safe
Yeah.
with 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds. So
Got it.
most of the time somebody would come and pick me up.
Got it.
A little bit of water.
No worries. All good.
Drink water, my friends. Be water.
Hydrate. So you left school all the time, right? And then, so how did the training look like? Like when you came, you had warm up. Like
Beginning- In the beginning, it was pretty easy. It was like 3 times a week, just a group class and a private
Mhm.
lesson.
how long? So you
For-
had privates already.
Oh,
At the
yeah,
time.
from the first day.
Got it.
Yeah, from the
Probably
first day.
for like €5 or something.
Yeah, it was like
$5 a lesson.
But at that time, it was a different value to
it
the
was,
dollar.
It was like $150 now.
Exactly. You could like buy an apartment for like 5,000.
Yeah. wait, what? 5,000
yeah.
you can buy an apartment?
Back in like the 90s, you could buy a good apartment for like 5, 10. 15,000. We're talking about like 3-room bedroom apartments.
yeah.
So it's like
Yeah. So you had, since the beginning, you had 3 times a week group classes and 3 lessons a week.
correct. Yeah.
Privates.
Yeah.
How long was your training, like group class?
Well, the usual, like about 1.5 hour.
1.5 hour?
Yeah.
Got it.
We would go through standard, Latin, kind of everything, you know. 2 rounds.
On
The
the same
usual.
training, you didn't separate.
No, we separated. We would have like 45 minutes, let's say, of standard.
Okay. So 1, 2.
Just
yeah,
take that
gotcha.
dance,
Mhm.
work on it, whatnot, and then, you know, have like a round
Nothing.
session going through.
And did you have free practice where you could stay and practice for yourself? Or
Yeah,
you
all the
didn't?
time. It was
All the
very
time.
encouraged, and, you know, the teachers mostly would
Did
be
you
like,
stay?
you know,
Or did you go party?
Nah, not really. Party at that age, not really, but, you know, go play soccer, go do some dumb stuff.
Got it. So you played soccer as well?
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, after seeing all the injuries and all that stuff, I'm like, nah, not into it.
Yeah.
I like the girls.
Got it.
I'm into that part.
Perfect. So, but you didn't play, besides soccer, no other sports, or just the usual school activities? They did basketball and soccer.
Yeah, I do that, but I was so involved in dancing that, like, at the age of 9, I went to my first German Open.
Yeah.
So it was like,
And you were hit with it, and you go,
Yeah.
okay, that's me. That's
at a
that's-
certain point, it just like crossed the line, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
it. That's what I am for life, I guess. You know.
Got it. Okay, so you had the first partner you started with. You danced the German Open with, or how did it work?
With the first partner, I was like for 6-7 years. Yeah,
So you started polka with her,
and we went all the way.
and
to
you went
like
all the way to
beating the national champion at the second German Open.
Perfect.
Yeah, which is kind of awesome.
That's awesome. After
'Cause-
3 years.
Yeah, well, in general, yeah, and we danced with her for another 3 years, but then she outgrew me. She was
Mhm.
like way taller than me, basically
Yeah.
like another head taller than me, and it was like, even if we danced good, it just didn't look good.
Yeah.
But we stuck together because we had this, you know, history together.
Yeah.
And it's just at a certain point, it was like, all right.
So when you were like
inevitable.
what, 15, 16, you split?
Probably like 12, 13.
12, 13.
Yeah.
Okay, 12, 13. And
I
then you
started
got
dancing at 6 about, yeah.
Yeah. So you had with her the Tendence Championship, Standard
No,
Latin?
not
No,
even
not
close.
with her.
Not even close. So once I split with this girl, so I beat the national champion of the German
On
Open,
the German
but I
Open.
didn't get the national title whatsoever afterwards.
So you
'Cause
were
it was
dancing.
like for them it was considered a fluke, where they were just like, oh, how did he beat him? I mean, there is a secret to that and a history to that, because we went to Russia to train with like one of the top professionals, which is Dmitry Timokhin at that time, with Anna Bezikova, and we had another side coach. And we were just drilling like crazy for 3 months, every day, 9 to 6 p.m.
Before German Open.
Yeah, before German Open. And then we went there and we beat the guy, and my teacher was like, yo, what happened, you know? So, but it was like a very strict and very confined kind of club. It was like, you can't go anywhere. You can only practice with our coaches. You spend money here. Everything you do is here. So that was kind of out of the question.
They were kind of mad at you that you went to Russia to
Totally
train.
pissed. And not only that, they were like, can we get a percentage of the cut of what you spend to go there? Because like we would.
What?
Yeah, it was like insane. You know, just like pure corruption.
There was still some mafia
they just wanted
going
some
on.
money.
Well, after splitting the Russian Union, I mean, they were like for what 15, 20 years. There was all these criminal groups that
that's
started.
I think that's probably even longer than that.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole nother world.
Yeah, a whole other level. But everybody was in on it. All right, so you split with this girl. You were 12, 13, you said, and then you had another partner.
Yeah.
And who was it? No worries, all good.
So I got with this Israeli girl.
Mm.
She just moved from Israel. I wasn't speaking Russian. She would only speak Russian.
Mm.
So, and at that time, I was kind of like feeling myself like, oh, I'm so well established because I beat the champion. I didn't get the title though, but I was like, oh, I'm feeling great. Yeah. And there was like this option for this.
So
like,
you were 12 and your ego was 35.
I was feeling great. I was like, ooh, I can do this.
Okay, got it.
And the girls would start liking you, so that comes with it, I guess, you know, and then you're like all excited and stuff. So
because of the girls, not because of the dancing.
Yeah, not because of the guys.
Yeah, well, for sure. All right.
Yeah, so then this girl came, and she was very talented, but she wasn't very, you know, able to, I guess, be at that level, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And
dance-wise,
correct. And there was another option with like the best girl at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm all into that. Because I want to dance with the best girl, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue was that she didn't really have like the financials to support it with it.
Mm-hmm.
And this Israeli girl had all the financials to support it. So like I'm fighting with my parents. They're like, no, go dance with this girl because it's just smarter. She's talented and you can, you know. And I'm like, no, I don't want to dance with her. I want to dance with a good girl because I want to be like champion. I want to finally get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, down the road and down the timeline, my parents just like, you're just gonna do what we're gonna tell you, and
because you're 12 or 13,
exactly.
And
so I ran with it.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was just like devastating because I'm thinking like, oh my god, how long am I gonna wait for all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
so when you got with her together, how long away was the national championship?
Probably a good 2-3 years before I finally got it.
No. I mean the competition. Like you got together, I say April and November was the.
Oh, you mean in that kind of?
Yeah, it was like that year. Yeah, that year.
It's always like December. Same month.
Got it. And when did you get together? Like
we got into the summer together.
So like in summer, and then what placement did you do on the first
nationals? Probably like fourth or something like that.
So you got the final, standard or Latin?
In all of them.
All of them.
It was like 4-4, pretty clear.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, considering from where I went to beating the guy at the German Open to that, that's what I'm saying. Like, it felt very devastating at that time, but I didn't see the bigger picture that my parents saw. So then in the retrospect, of course, it makes a lot of sense. But I didn't.
Do you
see
acknowledge it now?
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, and then at some point, like after we actually got fourth, we just kind of like decided with the parents that, let's go to Russia again and let's just like do the whole tour, get lessons, the best coaches and get like good people involved. And that was amazing because, you know, that really pushed you to the next level. So then what started happening, like once I started going international, I started beating all the guys who were in the front, like the top 1, 2, 3. But I would come back and still not get the thing.
Because of politics.
Exactly, because you don't kind of pay your dues or pay your taxes or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Exactly. So, but you know, at some point that would only work until a certain amount of time. And then at some point you got to be like, okay, we got to bring the best guy out there. Because at some point you're going to national champions, and now we're talking the age of 14, 15, 16. That's when you start going to all these world championships and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And the biggest jump was probably, that's where we started like 12, 13. By 14, 15, we went to the Junior 2 World Championships in Barcelona.
Well, because you won the nationals.
So what happened, I finally had like 14, 12, 13, and on the 14th, when we were 14 years old,
the third championship you danced together.
The third year, the third, exactly,
together,
we finally got that one, but we didn't win it, actually, we got second. But we went to the World Championships.
Yeah, so, by the way, first 2 couples always go to the World Championships from every country. So just to inform you, for anybody that doesn't dance and listening to us, every country sends 2 couples to the World Championships. So Ilie was going because he ended up being second in the nationals, Moldovan nationals.
Yeah.
Got it. So you went, and then what happened?
So, and then we got second.
On the
World
nationals
championships first.
On the World Championship as well.
The World Championships.
Latin.
Yes. In
Perfect.
2006, I think
and
it was.
What place was the national champ?
He didn't make the final. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, it was kind of clear from the beginning.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
not to be too high up there. I'm a very humble guy, but I mean, reality is reality. Yeah. So, and I think from that moment on, it was just like, all right, it is what it is, and it's pretty obvious. And then they started actually pushing me and being
in Moldova
politically behind me and really behind me.
Got it.
I mean, they were always there for me, but not as involved.
They had a favorite of theirs, their choice.
For sure.
Yeah.
You always have a favorite.
Got it. So you were second. As a second couple in Moldova, you became second, and he didn't make the final.
Exactly.
And then what happened after the championship afterwards? After this World Championship, did you finally got the Moldovan Championship?
Yeah. Everything from that moment on was pretty smooth.
You were just like, okay, I'm a vice champion of the world.
I felt amazing. Yeah.
Perfect. So how many times you got the championship in Moldova? Pretty much the whole youth up from that moment?
Youth and juniors. In junior 2, a lot of it.
Yeah.
But
with a different partner though.
No, with that girl that I went to the World Championships with.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
She was probably my most successful career as a minor.
Got it. And then what happened?
And then at some point I was like, all right, I'm done. It's all been great.
What do you mean? With dancing?
No, not with dancing per se, because I was just done per se in that camp and in that dance club, and with all their treatment.
Got it.
And with everything that was going on around. And it was just like, there's no big future laying there in front of you. So at some point you're like, okay.
Did you feel like it, or somebody else?
It's just just a cycle
whispering in your ear.
I mean, there were some options for tryouts with girls in Germany.
Okay, so you split with the Israeli girl?
Yeah.
When you were
in 2007.
Which is 17, 18, 19?
I just turned 16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were second in the World Championship, and pretty much, year later?
At 14, 15, and then when I went to youth, I made like the semifinal from the first year, which was quite good, very promising, because usually you have like a 3-year barrier there.
Yeah.
So you're competing like at, let's say you just turned 16 and you're competing with 18 years old and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more challenging. You kind of have to wait in line to get there. They have
not just in line, but I mean, they have more experience. They dance longer, maybe you know, and
Yeah.
you change the category. So if they knew you from before, okay, you have kind of like this advantage of being known, right? But still, you know,
Yeah.
you need to compete against those.
I mean,
other
there
couples.
are some kids who are like a special talent.
Exactly, yeah.
And they will get there much sooner rather than
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess I wasn't that talented.
Well, some kind of special. I mean,
Something
second
somewhere.
in the world, and you know, this and that. All right, so you split with her, and then what were your options? So you had some tryouts lined up, or
Yeah, I had like 2 tryouts.
who helped you
And-
with it? Like you were searching, or because at that time the internet just started, right? So
Oh, the internet was like, there's nobody on it.
there was like,
There was somebody in South Africa and in England, and that was about it.
so how did you find the tryouts?
Through one of my Romanian friends,
Mm-hmm.
Marius Andrei Balan.
Marius.
WDSF.
Oh, I
think
need to
he's
tell
the
you a
world
story about
champion right
Marius. Hi, Marius. He probably doesn't remember me, but I was in Slovenia on a competition. It
Mhm.
was like I was just starting out internationally, whatever. And I was dancing competition, and this young guy comes to me, Marius, right?
Mhm.
He goes, "Hey, how you doing? We met somewhere before." He remembered me. I don't know. For some reason he was talking to me.
Mhm.
And at that time he was just like, you know, like youth, I don't know, semi-final, final Germany or something, right? Internationally dancing, you know, regular competitions. He goes, "Man, I forgot my shoes at home. Do you have some shoes? You look like my size." I'm like, okay, try these.
Yeah.
He took them. I was like, keep it. That's it. Like, I forgot. Marius Balan is now what? Number
Danya
2,
the gypsy
number 1.
and Marius the gypsy.
Yeah, Marius the gypsy. Yeah,
Gypsying
for
for the
sure. Gypsying, yeah, gypsying around Slovenia. No, it was so funny. He came and he was like, "Yeah, I forgot my shoes at home." And at that time, vendors were like
Very limited.
Yeah, it's just you had just a competition and that's it, right? You
Yeah.
had maximum like one stand with some dresses or some whatever.
And that's only a big competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this was like Slovenia, like regular, you know, ranking competition. It was so funny. I forgot my shoes. So he took my shoes. It was slightly too big for him though,
Mhm.
but he still danced. He was
Made it work.
yeah. Oh my god, it was
He
so funny.
stretches his toes so hard that it's okay if you
Exactly.
reach there.
Exactly. Yeah, Marius. So you know Marius, like you in contact with him still?
No, we had a little situation where we just kind of became no more friends.
Okay.
And, you know, whatever, life keeps going.
Yeah.
Nobody
What kind
cares.
of situation, can I ask? Was it too
It's involved with love and drama and girls and...
Oh, so you were involved with the same girl or something?
No, not at all. It was just a pure stupidity
Mhm.
where it's just a miscommunication
Yeah.
and blaming somebody.
Each other, yeah, or
Yeah.
somebody else, or okay.
And plus we were young, so...
yeah.
naive.
Marius, if you're listening, Ilie is here. Reach out to him. You can talk it out. Don't worry. So, okay, so you had those opportunities with those girls through Marius, and where was it? Like was it like some
I had
other
the-
country or from Romania or
No, she was like a German Estonian girl, I guess.
German and Estonian?
And
Okay.
I went to my last German Open with the Israeli girl,
Mhm.
and
And you
I
got
had
semi-final, right? You said.
yeah, I got a semifinal in that moment because I was like pretty new to the youth
Yeah.
at that stage
Mhm.
of my career. So
And was it both standard Latin?
yeah,
both?
yeah,
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
still doing 10 dance, and I had a tryout there, but honestly, I didn't care about like the level of the girl or anything like that. I
You
was just
wanted
like, I just
out.
wanted to leave and I just wanted to be gone, right?
From Moldova.
Exactly, just
Mm.
from that environment, the
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
community, everything from there.
Got it.
So, and I was like, I did like 2 steps. I'm like, great, let's go.
Oh, really? So
like,
wait.
I'm in.
So Marius arranged that with this German
No.
Estonian girl.
Per se, this girl, she wasn't like some whatever. She was like second or first in 10 dance. Like she was pretty popular.
Germany?
Yeah, she was pretty
Mhm.
big and popular in terms of the achievements and the
Yeah,
results.
yeah.
But she was very short for me,
Got
personally, as a
Yeah,
lady.
as a
Right? But
lady.
like I said, at that moment, I didn't care at all. I was just like, I'm all.
Got it.
Which, like, in terms of a career path, maybe wasn't the wisest decision,
Yeah.
in retrospect.
Dance-wise.
But like in life, I watch so many things back in life, and I think like, okay, maybe I didn't do that right step, but maybe that wrong step brought me to the right things in life
Yeah.
to make me into that of who I am right now,
Yeah.
per se.
So there was some lessons involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, life is always a lesson, right?
Yeah. So you started dancing with her.
Well, I got a disqualification for 8 months,
Okay.
and by the time the disqualification ended, I was like, I'm done with this, because
Disqualification because of you leaving Moldova, starting to dance for Germany, or not listening to your coach. Which one?
Exactly.
Both
Well,
of them, huh?
since, like, let's say you're a big shot there,
Mhm.
right, and you get all these results,
Yeah.
when you leave like that, from today to tomorrow,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of a sudden, then of course they will hate you.
Of course.
So based on the last competition, which was German Open, they were like, all right, we're gonna ban you for like 8 months.
Because
Because they can do it
but
legally.
okay, so 8 months, not year, not 2 years, like
Used to be 6 months, and the year that I decided to move, then it became 8 months. Yeah,
for some reason. Okay,
for some reason.
got it. So for
No
8
pun
months, for 8 months you were just dancing. So you moved to Germany, right?
That's it. I was in Germany in like about 2 weeks. My mom just bought a ticket. I
Uh-huh.
just came back and I told my mom, I said, we're doing this. I'm leaving at 16. I just turned 16. And my mom's like, wow, great. That's amazing. She was like, you're not going anywhere, right? Because you got to finish school. You got to do all these things in your life, right? And then I talked to my brother and I was like, you got to convince her. You got to do something.
Older or younger?
Older brother. I got
Older.
2 brothers, one older, one younger.
Uh-huh.
And
How much older?
my older brother, he's born 1985.
Uh-huh.
And my younger one, he's like 2002.
Got it.
Like a big gap.
Yeah.
But the younger one is from a different father, so he's
Gotcha.
still our brother.
There we go.
But yeah, he's from a different father.
So he was
So he
in the end talking to your mom.
He was talking to mom. He was trying to be like, listen, he's a dancer. He's not really an academic or anything like that. You can tell that already by now.
Mm-hmm.
And after 9 years of suffering, just let him do whatever he wants to do. Right?
Yeah.
So thank God to that, because then, my mom was
reconsidered.
yeah, she was like, all right, whatever, let's do it. It's like, you ain't got nothing to lose. You're not going to be an academic anyway.
Yeah.
And Germany at that moment, it was pretty good because they were offering a lot of potential, you know, in financial, in coaches, in opening the world to you in many ways, right?
Yeah.
And
so how did it work? Like, did you have your own money to support yourself, or did the partner help, or the organization, or the club, or?
It was a mix of everything.
Uh-huh.
Mostly, of course, my mother.
Yeah.
But
thanks, mom.
Thanks, mom. Love you to death. But like, you'd have some little money from here, a little money from there, and it was very club based. So everybody had their own clubs, and you kind of like, you belong to the club. They support you if they want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if they don't want you, then they don't support you.
You on your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. So they supported you.
Yeah, they're very nice and kind to me. It was like a very elderly couple. I don't know if they're still alive. I hope they are. But
who was it?
Frau Kunstein and Herr Kunstein.
Frau Herr Kunstein.
Ich liebe dich. Yes.
Wir lieben euch.
Yeah, there you go. See, Daniel knows some German too.
I lived in Switzerland for 11 years.
Man, that German is screwed up as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when they're talking, I'm like, what?
Swiss German is like...
Yeah, that's a mixture of interesting Germans there.
And I came to Switzerland, so I didn't speak Hochdeutsch per se.
Oh.
Then I danced with a German girl, and I needed to relearn everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
I got lucky because I went to Hanover, which is like Hochdeutsch straight away.
Yeah.
So I was like in that good German.
Yeah. Perfect. Still speaking, yeah?
With difficulties, but I understand a lot of it. But like sometimes when I talk, I need a couple of days.
You need to think about it.
Yeah,
same.
Think.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Like I was 2 years here, and then I visited my brother, And I went to the store and I didn't think about it. I was like, yeah, I speak Swiss German, no problem. And I was like, hi, how you doing? I'm like, oh shit. It's like,
Really?
like English went straight to my brain. And then I needed to really think about what I want to say, searching for words and stuff. Like it goes fast. Like if it's not your native language.
And
I
you
mean,
can probably admit to that too, like when you're thinking sometimes and you're thinking like 2-3 different languages and you're trying to put it all in a phrase together, you're like, bro, where do I even start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with my brother still, like he speaks like maybe 1/5 of words within a sentence is German. And he speaks like that in my native language, in Slovakian.
Oh wow.
And he just throws German words in there. And me the same, but with English now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
like your brain adapts, and then and it just. Anyway, we shouldn't derail because then we sit for 3 hours in here. So you went basically to Hamburg, dancing with this girl.
Hanover,
not
at
Hamburg.
first.
Oh, then Hamburg.
Then I was dancing in Hamburg, and then I moved to Berlin.
Oh, you went quite around.
Yeah.
Quite around. Yeah. So how long you danced with this girl?
The first one was 8 months.
So the 8 months that you were banned, you were training with her. Not you couldn't dance competition, or you danced like nothing.
Yeah.
So you just trained with her.
Yeah, just pure training and trying to for the future, but I kind of knew it's a dead end street. So my head was already somewhere else. Yeah.
So then you met obviously people, and then they told you that there is other option for a partner, or how did it work?
No, so then what happened? I don't know. You maybe might remember Aziz Kajunuri.
Oh yeah, I remember Aziz. Yeah.
So there you go. So what he wanted to do, he wanted to bang this one girl.
He's still alive? He banged everybody. Oh shit! This is on internet. Yeah, Aziz. I had a lesson with him though.
Anyway, kind of like a nice guy, but like a really such an irritating guy, to be honest. Like it's such a bad energy because everything is done through aggression and through impulsiveness.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he wanted to bang this one girl, and then he calls me. He's like, well, actually, sorry, I gotta get into this other thing. But 1 second. So he calls me. He's like, I got this one girl for you. She's going to be awesome. You should move to Hamburg and you should dance together. You can work at my brother's school, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Once I got there, I realized the situation and I understood pretty quickly what was really happening.
So he wanted to set you up with her in order to get her.
Correct.
Wow.
So quite the evil plan, considering my age and considering like that you're using people as pawns.
How old was she?
She was a little bit older than me, probably like a good 4 years older than me.
Okay.
So like we're talking 21, 22 maybe. I'm like, I don't know, maybe at that time.
So it was legal.
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came there, you realized the situation, and did you dance with her though?
Now coming back to my first partner, once the 8 months have passed, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna split with you, and I'm gonna go dance somewhere else. She then phone called the national
Council.
dance teacher of the German Federation, like the main guy, the main coach. Rest in peace to him, Oliver Wesselteron.
Oh yeah, Oli.
Amazing guy.
Oli.
I mean, absolutely.
I had lessons with her. He came to us to Switzerland to teach. Yeah.
I mean, rest in peace to him. Like honestly, one of those guys that you just always say like gone too soon.
Yeah.
Just like how can you be so good? But I mean, you never know in the in-depth life. But knowing him and his personality is like I can't imagine him to be like a piece of crap in real life.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be like that if you're like that, such a pure artist in a way and a pure soul. I doubted that he was like different in real life. So anyway, my partner calls him and tells him that
he was a president at the.
He wasn't per se the president,
but he was an important.
He had the power.
Yeah.
He was the main guy. Whatever he says, kind of the rules
goes. Yeah.
And anyway, so she calls him up and she's like, oh, Eli was so aggressive. He hit me and he did this to me and did that to me, you know.
You
but
did?
I mean, no, obviously no. I never hit a girl.
So she lied. She lied.
She lied, yeah, because it was...
lied.
She
lied.
I didn't hit her, but she lied.
Yeah.
No, obviously no touching, and, you know, I'm a gentleman. Mama raised a gentleman here.
Yes. There was no domestic shit.
No domestic abuse, no physical
Nothing.
violence, none of that stuff. I'm a very peaceful person.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it cordial and very, you know, positive.
Yeah.
And anyway, so now I'm in this situation. I'm like this, you know, because we're coming back a little bit. I'm the 17-year-old guy, an immigrant with no money, no nothing, getting support from...
And you like ex Soviet Union, so you must be aggressive, you must be this, you must be that, all these cliches about
So the guy,
Slavic
without
people,
analyzing anything, and of course, like nowadays, you can just be like, hey, can you send me a FaceTime picture maybe or something, or just send me a picture or FaceTime me, right? Whereas back then, I don't know, you probably could send if you had like a dope phone, but anyway, beside the point, without any kind of analyzing the situation, he was like, let's say you're banned, you can't dance in Germany anymore.
Wow.
You know, I'm like, wow.
Well, how did you get to know? Like, he called you? Or?
He just called me directly on the phone because we obviously, the national team always
had a call. Yeah.
Hold the information. And he just calls me and tells me that. And I'm like, bro, what do I do now? My mom, you know.
Wait. But didn't you explain to him? Or he didn't even
like I said, he's such a good soul. And then I think he just automatically took the woman's side because she obviously doesn't have the physical ability or the, you know, the strength to do anything to a guy. So the first assumption is always like, oh, this Russian guy or whatever the hell he came from. Yeah. Right. So as much as I was trying to explain to him, like, he didn't care. Yeah. Now, thanks to Asis, right, to a certain extent, I am grateful for him because he knew me already back then and he saw me at one of those national camps and he was like, you can't dance with this girl. You gotta dance with somebody who's gonna be your height. And who's gonna
he's like that. He tells you straight in the face.
Yeah, which I admire.
You did. That's it. You cannot do that. No.
Yeah, it's just when it becomes personal, you're like, yo, chill. Yeah. You know, we're dancing here. We're not wrestling or we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So and coming back.
So he helped you. So Ollie said, you banned in Germany. That's it.
Banned.
You
can't
done
dance anymore.
Boy, you done.
Done
right?
for good. Yeah.
For good in Germany, right? So then Asis took you into his club or his brother's school or something.
No. So then after I received the Oliver call, I'm like, okay, that's it. My career's done. I was like, how am I going to tell that my mom?
Yeah.
Who's been spending all this money, hoping and wishing for me, for the son to have a better career. And I'm like in the middle of nowhere, basically, in the desert all of a sudden.
Well, homeless.
Basically
almost.
Homeless. Yeah, almost. Yeah. And in this regard. And then like a couple of minutes later, Aziz calls me on the phone as well. He's like, hey, I heard about your situation, blah, blah. It's not the most... convenient
pleasant,
situation for
convenient,
you.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it, but don't worry, I got you. He's like, I'll try to figure it out because I know the president, who is another guy. He's like a little bit higher up in the ranking.
Yeah.
Oliver's still the main.
They have the hierarchy there. Yeah. It's still
the same. Yeah.
Yeah, like they have.
It's not doing
hierarchy.
So great though.
I know.
Per the dancers that are coming from there. So yeah. And then Aziz, thankfully, he fixed it, you know. Oliver, at some point, he did say, you know, rest in peace to him. He did say, like, you know, I think I overjudged you a little bit too soon. And
so he kind of apologized.
But again, I'm not judging him because I get the assumption. Yeah. You're dealing with guys like that who are, per se, are aggressive and are behaving in a certain way that you, at some point, you're just like, all right, they're kind of like, the average is the same, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So anyway... And
there are a lot of Russian guys that are like super aggressive and
it's
going into physical as well, you know.
All of that comes from disparity as well, because now you're like, you have all these Russian guys who are in a country where it's like this behavior is not adopted. You have all these testosterone and hormones in you, and you're like, I gotta get it out somewhere, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's just stupidity and naivete and just like being young and dumb.
Yeah.
You know, So anyway, in my case, it's a little bit different because there was no physical violence involved, but it was just like, you're just making assumptions and decisions in a click like that, and you just destroyed somebody's life like that without really trying to get through the real information. Anyway.
To the truth, yeah.
So thankfully to Aziz, he was like, I'll take you to Hamburg, stay at my place, we'll figure it out.
So you stayed with Aziz?
Yeah, for like a good 2-3 weeks maybe.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we had a good time. We were drinking and partying, and it was amazing. And anyway, that girl came that, was supposed to have a trial with me, and she was very good, but she was not into this whole situation with like sleeping with the teacher and dancing with the guy,
Got it.
And which I completely understood.
Well, did he tell her straight up? I mean, I can't imagine Aziz would say something like that, like, listen, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah. No, I mean, guys in that situation, they're slowly creeping up to that situation, I guess. But once she understood what's really going on, she's like, okay, I'm out of the picture. She's like, if you want, you can come with me and we can dance because I like how you dance, but like this ain't happening. So
she told you that she would like to dance with you.
Oh yeah. We would have been a really great couple.
So you didn't end up dancing with her?
She was Katarina Vuletic was her name.
Vuletic.
She was a Serbian girl, amazing girl, like amazing dancer, just like that, like that Ina Železikova kind of style.
Yeah.
And super sexy in movements, just amazing. But then a lot of drama involved there too. So
got it. Let's not go into that. It's your story, not their story. So, but a little bit of drama.
Little bit of drama. Okay. Spice it up.
Yeah, spice it up. So, you didn't dance with her, obviously. So she left, and then what happened? So you were 3 weeks stuck with Aziz, having a great time, and then what?
And then Dirk Heidemann.
Who?
Schnoozy Katuzi. Dirk Heidemann.
Yeah. I know.
Mr. Flamboyant.
Yeah. All right. So what happened?
The guy who pretends to know everything but doesn't know anything. Kind of like one of those situations. Anyway, I'm thankful to him as well, but he was a kind of piece of crap in so many occasions, where instead of like lifting you up, he'll just put you down and just like have this.
Yeah.
A way of putting things which were not very
break
great.
You to build you up, and then you thankful to me that I made you type of thing. Yeah. Okay, got it.
But not in a pleasant way. It can be constructive and be like, I see your talent in this and that. Let's focus more on that instead of that. But I work with everything mostly. It's just anyway, in his situations was more again in political ways and supporting ways. It wasn't like in any kind of different way.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, and this guy now calls me. He's like, hey, I got a partner for you. Now.
And we speaking Latin or still tendons?
Oh, at this point, I was just like full Latin. Once I moved to Germany, I'm full Latin. I don't care about standing out the door.
Yeah.
Although I was pretty successful in it, but I was just like my heart just wouldn't be there for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so Dirk is like, listen, I have this girl. You got about 2 weeks to make it to the regional national, so to say.
Yeah.
To qualify for the national.
Yeah.
And like
with this girl
who is in Berlin now.
Where are you at that point?
I'm still in Hamburg with Aziz.
Okay.
And from there, Dirk calls me. He's like, you got 2 weeks. Come here and like, let's
come to Berlin.
Yeah.
Train for 2 weeks and then go.
And do the regional because this girl, she's going to fit you. It's going to be great. I'm like, listen, I ain't got no money.
I have nothing. Yeah.
I'm with Aziz somewhere, God knows where. Like, I'm like, okay, I think this is fine. Let's just do it. I got nothing to lose. I'm desperate at this point.
Yeah.
So I move in, and the girl's actually pretty good. Like,
move in where?
Oh, I just went straight to the girl's place. She lived with her mother.
Oh my God.
But she heard about me from somewhere, and Derek was like, oh my God, you're gonna love him, blah blah blah. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And I just came basically. I was like, hi, I'm dancing with you, I guess, And we did the routines in like 2 days. Finished all 5 of them. Practiced for a little bit, and then basically it was a whole situation where, because the girl was not from Dirk's club but it was from another club, and that club didn't want her to go and dance at Dirk's club with me because it was basically a competitor to his couple,
of course.
So now we have a whole corruption,
another situation, Moldova situation going on. Same, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And so as I arrived there, and it's basically like, if we don't get the signature, we're practicing, we did the routines, we're good, just getting ready. And it comes to the last day where, like, in Germany, it's so bureaucratic and it's so, like, full of crap that it just takes a month to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the guy's like, I'm not going to give the signature. And I'm like, I can't do that. It's like, I feel like this is my last thing, like my last chance kind of to do something here. Because if this is not going to work, then there's like nothing for me here.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed this girl.
Who was the guy? Who was the guy with the signature?
Honestly, I don't even remember.
It was like some
I do.
executive.
Daniel Stelter, just a regular guy who owned the club. He wasn't no executive, no nothing.
Okay.
But they have this kind of stupid power in Germany where it's like, oh, this club can with one signature, you just can't do anything anymore.
Exactly.
You know, which is like ridiculous.
You gotta go and kiss ass and
everything has to be correct, you know.
Yeah.
Which I admire in a way as well, because everything has to be correct, but not to that extent.
They have order, but then they go to that extreme where they
over orderly.
Well, no, it's not that, but like over not even power, overreach their power, and they in this position, maybe they, I don't know, didn't dance well in their career, didn't make, you know.
Oh, they love that.
And that's why they kind of like, okay, the
power control.
This. If I don't give you signature, blah, 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 right? So you gotta like, yeah. I came to know that when I danced in Germany.
The European way of doing things.
Well, it's German. It's German way. It's not European way.
In general, I feel like you're not. I'm not talking about the eastern part of it. Eastern part of it is like an organized chaos. It's complete mess, but somehow organized.
You make it work, yeah.
But I'm talking about like the Western society of Europe.
I don't know
very
if France
bureaucratic
or Italians are like that too.
Well, now we're talking about just like different mentalities, but like I'm talking about like in general, overall, everything is very bureaucratic. Europe. It's very let's talk.
Yeah, even in Slovakia, you can kind of like, you need to go to the office to get the signature, then go to the other office to bring the signature. But they don't give you signature because of some other signature, and that.
That's Germany.
I understand it.
And most of Western Europe.
Yeah.
So anyway, I grabbed this girl. I'm like, we're going right now to that club. We're just gonna talk to the guy because there's no other option, and just grab that paper.
Well, so you were talking to him on the phone.
Yeah, faxing him back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's like he's literally like 4 stops from here. I'm just like, let's just go. Physical appearance is always the
4
best thing.
4 stops, we talking train.
Yeah, with like the metro sub and, you know.
Okay,
not with the bicycle.
All right, so.
We're green energy. So anyway, I grabbed this girl.
Yeah.
And we go to this guy's club, you know, and thankfully.
But at that point, you already speak German, no problem. You can express yourself, or still struggling?
No, pretty good. Pretty decent. Like I had a heavy accent.
Yeah.
But like overall, I
like
could
you
communicate.
understand. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because sometimes it's so difficult when you can't even explain yourself in the language that, you know.
Yeah. Luckily, we know English for that as well.
Well, yeah, if you couldn't. Like, I didn't know English, so I needed to learn the Swiss German, the German. In Italy, I learned English in Italy. I had a heavy Italian accent when I came to US. Every Italian guy goes, "Hey, babello, come stai?" Da, 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 da. I was like, "I'm so sorry, I don't speak English." I was like, "What do you mean you don't speak English? You have the same accent I have." And it's like, "No, I don't speak Italian.
I'm from Norway."
I'm from but I learned with Benedetto Ferrugia.
Oh, nice.
He danced with Claudia Köhler. Yeah. German. Yeah, she's German. So I learned English with him in Italy. I couldn't speak English.
Quite the teacher you had, huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was talking about all kinds of stuff. I love you, Benedetto. It was my best teacher in my career. Best teacher. Ever. He taught me everything. like from the beginning, from the style, what to do, how to behave, how to walk, talk, basically. Like it was.
He has
awesome.
also this very good student, Francesco Galuppo. I think he's like this
Francesco.
amazing standard dancer.
With Deborah Pacini.
Nice, yeah.
Fantastic, yeah. At some point, Francesco was coming to Switzerland. I had a tryout with Francesco Galuppo's girlfriend, not the partner, the girlfriend. He was like, no, you gotta dance with her, and then I decided otherwise, which was bad and good for my career, because I took a short girl, Russian girl, and went to Russia instead of Italy, right? So it was like, but if I would, at that point, I think if I would choose Francesco's girlfriend, I would stay in Europe. I wouldn't ever be in US, ever.
Well, you never know. That's what I'm saying. Like
No, I don't think.
In retrospect, you think you made a wrong thing, but it actually might have been the right thing for you.
Yeah.
Longer term.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
I would never end up, because then, like, if I would have stayed with them, I would be more successful there than I was actually, and then just grind and stay in Europe and dance in Europe. I wouldn't take the leap to come to US at all. Like, I believe that genuinely, but I'm glad I didn't.
You took the other path.
Yeah. But in retrospect, I'm glad I didn't choose the girl. Even though I realize dance-wise, I would be much better off as a dancer, as a competitor, but I wouldn't be in US and have life that I have now and doing podcasts.
There you go.
With Ilie. All right, so sorry, we derailed. So you went the 4 stops on the train, whatever, and then you came into the building, kick the door out, and say, "Hey, you!"
Guns blazing.
Yeah. So what happened? Come on, tell me.
We went with the girl.
Yeah.
Luckily, he was about to leave the studio. I was just like, we got to talk to you.
Yeah.
I said, listen, we'll pay whatever needs to be paid. And just give us the signature. We just want to dance. There's like nothing really crazy, heavy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
We're
Signature,
dancing 2
gone.
weeks together. We just want to dance.
Exactly. The guy's like, well, it's not really possible. And then I was like, well, listen. I said, can you imagine? I'm going to call my mother in a minute, and I'm going to tell her why some guy didn't give me a signature so I could compete at the regional nationals, which doesn't really matter, but it's important because it qualifies you to the main
nationals. The whole Germany nationals.
Correct. So now this guy, he took it as a threat. He took it as a
oh god,
like
you were aggressive again.
Exactly.
The girl was right.
Exactly. Now the main point is I finally got that signature. We got everything signed.
Okay,
we got everything done.
Okay.
Now, as the competition's coming up, obviously in 2 weeks we were okay, not very ready, but it was okay for what it is. So, and we took from like 6 couples, we took 4th place.
All right. In the regionals.
It doesn't matter as long
you
as
qualified.
we're qualified. That's what's important.
So you qualified?
I qualified. Yeah.
Okay.
Now this guy who I was talking to, which I wasn't implying anything at all. I was just explaining to him the situation. I was like, imagine me telling that to my mother. It's like, it just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you can just like with the signature, you can just decide my career. Who are you? So this guy goes around the regional.
It probably was your accent, your thick accent in German, and you sounded so aggressive.
Very.
Yeah.
I sound so aggressive.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. I sound like Mike Tyson.
Yeah. We love Mike though.
I love Mike. I met him at the airport. I have a picture with him. I love him to death.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And he was cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and this guy is walking around.
Can you
the
get him on the podcast?
Yeah. Let me just
call him.
Let me FaceTime him. Real
quick. You don't have number of Mike Tyson. Shame on you. You got a picture but no number. Anyhow, okay. Let's not derail. Focus.
Focus, please.
This technical stuff got us very unfocused. Okay, so he was walking around on the regionals to what? To basically shit on you or what?
He was saying like, oh, this guy, he's like, threatening me with mobsters and with God knows what. I'm like just a 17-year-old kid. But anyway, the point was just to make people talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
There was nothing involved with anything whatsoever, you know? And
I told you, thick Russian accent, he thought you a gangster.
yeah, I wish.
Probably.
The main point is, in another 2 weeks later down the road, there was the German Nationals, finally, right?
Yeah.
And we got second place at that Nationals. Straight up. No coaching, no nothing. Just boom, it worked.
In Latin. Who won that at that time?
Pavel Zvichany with
yeah.
Jacqueline.
But it was youth, though. Youth.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you dance also under 21, or they didn't have it together?
No, they did have it, but I didn't.
You
it
didn't
wasn't
enter.
a thing, to be honest.
Gotcha.
I kind of left already. By the time it became a thing, I left already to the United States.
Got it.
So, and we got second out of the blue, you know, which is kind of like crazy, but the amazing.
Who judges the German judges, right?
Germans, and you have 3 international.
And how many Germans?
And like 9, probably.
9. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if they want to pull somebody politically, they do it. And the 3 international doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't really matter, but in my case, it mattered a lot, actually.
Really?
Yeah. And the main thing is like, you know, the result is amazing, of course, because it qualifies you to all these world championships and so on and so forth. But like what is really amazing is like all the people, somehow it just like all the stars aligned. So like a lot of my good friends were there who were Romanians and Russians and all kinds of stuff, you know, who we know each other from competing for so many years.
It was they were judging, or they were
No, they were just there.
Supporting you.
Supporting, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was awesome because it was like 5 rounds, and German nationals are no joke.
Yeah.
They don't care. They will go 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
They will make you suffer like no other country, literally. And like that push from the people really helped.
I'm asking myself, why is that?
I don't know. They're just like,
yeah,
do it now.
Do it now.
Absolutely.
Get to the chopper. We love Arnold Schwarzenegger too.
Yeah.
We love.
Like Bill Burr said, he should be unloading trucks in Transylvania, and now he's like, you know, Mr. Olympia and
exactly
the most superstar.
That's
or whatever.
great though. With accent, he was playing American policeman
only
with a German accent
in America. Is that possible?
It's great. It's great. That's why I love America.
The best country in the world, for sure.
So and then you were second.
And now here comes the next big challenge. Like everything else in life, because everything has to be a challenge. It can't just be easy peasy, right?
If you believe it.
You can achieve it.
So you won second place, right?
Yeah.
And then how many couples were there?
Probably like 50.
50 couples. Oh, that's huge, man.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 rounds for sure.
Yeah. So you qualified for the Worlds, right? For Germany.
But my partner doesn't have a passport.
Fuck. I had the same problem. I had the same problem with my German partner too. I didn't have Swiss passport. I couldn't go to the Worlds. With my first partner, I could, but we weren't that good. And then we started with the German partner, and we went like semifinals, finals internationally with the normal competitions. And like it started to go, but we couldn't dance the Worlds because I didn't have passport.
Yeah, I mean, right now they probably don't even care. In this federation, I don't know about
no, this federation, no, but
they don't care.
Yeah,
like, gotta be a libertarian. In this case, I mean, like whatever, you're gonna end up with the same competition, same kind of, you know.
Well, not really, because when you have 6 or 20 Russian couples go in, right? Then you know the Denmark, maybe Italy, maybe Germany, right? And that's it. And then everything else is Russian. Then some Slovenian, right?
Yeah, I mean, like
that's why they do first 2 of the country.
Yeah, but if for me personally as a dancer, just for me, like getting 14th at the Russian Open was such a big success. I was like, I couldn't believe it. At my first Russian Open, I got 14th place from 440 couples.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is a goddamn achievement.
Yeah.
But when you go to the World Championships, it's obviously easier because you don't have like a bajillion Russian and Ukrainian couples, so you're kind of passing through all of them.
Yeah.
Which kind of, I don't know if it's a good thing because I guess it's a World Championship. It matters.
But it's
it takes a little bit
countries,
of
right?
value.
It's the two best of the country.
True
right?
that.
So, yeah. Advantage and disadvantage at the same time, right? But you actually measure the countries against each other, the two best, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying personally,
you don't
for
know,
me as
like,
a dancer, that was
like me personally, I was Swiss champion, but I knew like internationally, I'm like, okay, small competition, semi-final, final, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 24. I was in Berlin, the blue...
Blausband.
No.
Blausband.
Blausband? Yeah,
That's the
Blausband.
yeah.
I was dancing standard and I was in 18th or something in 24 from 150 couples. It was like, whoa, that's huge.
That's quite the achievement, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But if you tell that anybody in the regular world, they'll be like,
It's
whatever,
like,
you suck, bro.
Yeah,
Get
24.
a life. Stop dancing.
Yeah, stop dancing. Go get a job, man.
Yeah.
Postal office, 9 to 5.
True that.
Yeah. Well, so what was the next challenge?
She didn't have a passport, so we have to figure out a way how to get that passport in time.
That was the challenge.
Exactly.
To get to the Worlds.
Because you had to go to the World.
Well, so she wasn't German. She was what?
She was Russian who lived in Germany for a long time.
Got it.
So
she had some kind of visa, working,
no, she had like
visa.
a permit.
Permit.
But you
don't have visa. You have permits there.
Correct.
Because it's Germany.
Yeah. You get a permit
with a signature. All right. So, how did you do it? Did she get the passport in the end, or what?
So in the end, the German Federation said you guys have about 7 months to do something.
So they didn't help.
And luckily, like the World Championships, they were like in the end of the year instead of the beginning of the year. So it was a good amount of time to try to file it all together. But we did get it in the end, luckily.
Nice.
We didn't make the European Championships, but we did go to the World Championships, which was in China. Yeah.
That's
China.
Cool. What city in China?
Bro, I don't even remember.
You don't even...
Fashion, how? I don't know, some of those cities, yeah.
Nothing...
It's
Beijing?
difficult to say. I've been to Beijing, but no, it's further away from there, yeah.
Got it. All right. And what place did you do there?
I did 7th. I didn't make the final, unfortunately.
Word.
Bang. But that's because the German judge...
didn't put you in the final?
0 marks. It's
and they're so political, but they didn't do... Okay, so the first couple
which
went
was
to
Pavel.
Pavel went to the final.
No, he was 17th. But he had like not like a very good partner at that time. So it was like,
okay, this is what I don't understand. You a German coach, right? You have a semi-final. You have a couple in there and you're not marking it.
Ridiculous. If you ask me, it's like...
Because you're the opinion that...
No, it's just like that
Who
judge,
was the German?
That judge was on the side of Pavel. So he was obviously very pissed. I think that was my reasoning per se.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to explain it any otherwise. It's like, because I did the German Open final.
Not one mark into final?
Not 1 mark into the final. So
how many marks
and I did the
need
German Open final that year, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
It's the biggest competition.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and you'd expect but I didn't make it, unfortunately. And it is what it is. History.
Wait.
Whatever.
How many marks did you need to make the final?
Honestly, I don't know. It's just what I remember is because I was 7th, so it's like it can't be that far off. It's just a couple here or a couple there.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know that the German judge didn't judge me, and it's like...
Did you talk to him afterwards?
No, because I didn't know the guy, and I didn't want to be like have another
what year
shade
was it?
on me that they would say that I'm this aggressive
I'll
guy.
I'll Google it now. What year was it?
2009, I would say.
WDSF World. Let me see. Federation.
2009, I would say.
Athletes. I punch in your name. Maybe I find you. Who knows?
With Katerina Kalugina. The one and only.
The one and only. You still in contact with her?
Not really.
But would you say it was the best the best partnership you had?
I'd say probably my best partnership was with Oksana.
This partner.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not talking about, you're talking about personal now, right? Or overall?
Overall, general, I think that's like probably the healthiest partnership I've ever had, you know, because there's like nothing involved from the sides. It's just a very pure one, you know.
Yeah.
We come, dance, and we finish.
Let's see if they find you. Africa?
Close.
No data available. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Okay, let's not waste time. So, you danced the World Championship. You were 7th. Was it your last World Championship for Germany or in Germany or with this girl?
Yeah, it was the only one.
The only one. And you were still youth? Or already?
My last year, youth.
Your last year youth, meaning 20?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Wait, under 20. I'm thinking under 21. Right.
Yeah.
18. Okay, so and then you split with the partner, or what happened then?
No, and then she got a boyfriend and she wanted to dance with that boyfriend.
Which was who?
Andrei Kitsun.
Kitsun.
He dances in America actually right now. He's the 2nd place in Rising Stars USDC, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Not with her though.
Not with her though, no.
He destroyed the... Okay.
Yeah, kind of a backstab.
Yeah,
and he's my friend, and I always make sure to remind him of that.
Really?
I always make sure to remind him of that. And last time I saw him in Las Vegas, and he approached my partner. I was like, "Bro,
Hey.
keep the distance."
Yeah,
I
go
already
away.
know.
We have a history, man.
Keep the distance.
Andrei
bro.
Kitsun.
Yeah,
Andrei, be careful.
amazing dancer.
Yeah. But don't go close to my partners. All right. So,
Yeah.
okay, so she danced with him, right? Was she more successful with him than with you? Would you say?
In terms of results, no.
Yeah, no.
No.
In terms of anything else?
Probably, you know.
Probably. Okay. Let's not go.
Other things.
Yeah, let's not go there. It's a serious channel over here. Okay, so
PG-13.
yeah, let's say 13. So you split with her, right? And then you were there again. In the beginning.
Where?
In the beginning, without partner,
Oh yeah.
broke. No, you weren't broke at that time.
I probably broke.
Probably broke still. Okay, so and then you were living with us again.
Asis, I'm home.
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
That's funny.
Okay. So were you at that point in Berlin?
Yeah, still in Berlin. So, you know, Dirk Heidemann, I was dancing in his school.
Derek. I'm just checking the cameras because of technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, let's do it.
So I was still in Berlin because I was dancing in Dirk's school.
Yeah.
And then he brought me, which was my last partner in Germany, which was Anastasia Bodnar.
Mm-hmm.
And we danced with her for a while. It was like ups and downs.
What's for a
and
while?
not.
What does it mean for a while?
For a
like
while, about 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Okay. And this was the adult division then.
Amateurs,
Right.
there we go.
Well, amateurs, but
Yeah.
adults.
Adults, yeah,
amateurs,
correct. Amateur, adults, same thing.
Yeah. So and then you were dancing the German championship. Did she have a passport?
She had actually a passport, yeah.
Fantastic. But you weren't second in the championship.
But no, I wasn't second in the championships because now it was like a very different life. She was much more adult than me, and mature than me.
So she was older.
She was about 4 years older.
4 years older.
Yeah. I just like them older when I'm younger.
Probably.
And then when you're older, you like them younger. So.
Oh, come on. You're still young. You like what, 31?
Yeah.
He saw it in the movie. That's why he said it.
Exactly.
All right, let's go. So you were dancing with her, ups and downs, meaning what? Like, what was your best result with her? Let's say like that.
I think it was the semi-final, like probably 8th place or 7th place, something like that, close to the final, but it was never like
In
really
German-
challenging there. Yeah,
in
in Germany.
German championship.
Correct. But it was a very hectic life. It was a very sporadic life. It'd be like weird, and because it's like, again, it's a hustle for money, and you have to like afford all these coaches.
Of
and
course,
if you don't take these coaches, and if you're like a lost dancer, you're basically lost hope.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, right? You're lost.
And did you have a lot of work? Like, I mean, there is no pro-am, there is no opportunity to make money unless you really top of the coaches. And even when you dance amateurs, you may be teaching some local club dancers, right? And that's it. Like, you get like what, 40 euros at that time, or 35, or
I was charging like 60 euros.
60. Okay, 60.
Yeah.
I was.
But again, that's that just depends on, like, you can charge whatever you want. It's how many lessons you actually have. That's what matters. So, and we just got lucky because the club where we were dancing, we were kind of like the best couple there. And there were a lot of, kind of serious but not serious students.
Yeah. So you had enough work there.
So you had enough to survive a little bit, and a little bit from the German Federation, a little bit from here, from there. But like in actuality, you're like in the national team of ballroom dancing, but you'd be working in an ice cream shop.
Exactly.
That's your reality.
Yeah.
Most of the time there, which is very unfortunate,
But Europe is like that with dancing, though.
Yeah, they don't care. They just don't have that. And Europeans are very different people, I always compare it to this. Like, you come to America, this is like a Ferrari driving on the freeway. And then you compare it to Europe, which is like a Fiat Punto, No offense to Italians. I know you love Fiat and all that stuff. But, like, it's different. And you can probably also say it yourself that when you come to America and you just step your first step here on the soil, and you're like, wow, something's different here. Like, everything opens up. You're very open. You become a different person.
When you work, you actually can make money. If you grind, you can.
And that's what drives you forward.
Yeah.
Whereas in Europe, it's like, bro, I don't want to do anything.
Because in Europe, I mean, it's not a real job, dancing, right?
Yeah.
Here, you have a career from dancing.
True.
Right? Teaching, doing pro-am, whatnot, organizing competition, whatever. It's your life. It's your business, right?
True.
In Europe, it's a hobby. It's what you're doing on the side, right?
It takes a lot to build something there.
Exactly. Like the people that are established, right? They they had some success, teaching, whatever, right? But like, they're now in their 50s, 60s, and like they grind so much, and now they become successful as a whatever.
I mean, I had a
teacher.
social couple student that bought their like first Mercedes ever at like 67 years of age. And it wasn't even a brand new car, but that was like the happiest day in his life.
Yeah.
And listen, props to him and everything, no problem. But like, he got this money because somebody died in his family, and he got this like whatever amount of money to purchase his dream car finally.
Wow.
And now I'm thinking like, bro, you're 67 and this is your life. This is what makes you happy. Again, props to him, nothing against his car and anything like that. But like, I was watching this and I was feeling very sad inside, and I understood like I can't be here anymore. Like, that's a dead end street right there.
In Germany. So you didn't want to have like this. This is so interesting because I'm seeing you, like, you told me the same thing about Moldova.
Yeah.
Right? You saw kind of like you saw a future of yourself.
It's like
or seeing
instantaneously
yourself
clicks, and you just like ooh.
Sudden realization, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Right? And then switch, right?
No, I knew this for a while. I was just dragging
in
it
Germany.
Because
Okay.
I mean, it was kind of a very visible future of what might happen, and I was like, I don't want to partake in this anymore, because it's like what am I doing here?
Yeah,
hustling here, and I'm like, okay, all national teams, I went to world championships, but in the end, what does it really matter?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like, there's no opportunity, there's no potential.
Yeah.
And then my brother calls me out of the blue. He's like, hey, so what are you doing? I'm like, man, I'm kind of depressed. I don't know what to do with my life.
Uh-huh.
It's like everything is crap. Like nothing is like what it seemed to be or what I expected it to be. And my brother's like, all right, so just go to America. But he has prior visited already this country, so he knew a lot about it. Where I was like, nah, America's kind of later. When I'm like 35, maybe I'll start doing something. He's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
He's like, don't be stupid. Just I'll buy you a ticket. I'll even apply for your visa. I'll do everything because I know you're broke as hell. And he's just like, go and figure it out. See if you like it or not.
Gotcha.
Don't got to do anything. Just go and do it.
Wow.
And in 2 weeks.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, bro. Love you forever. And in 2 weeks, I was in America. Again, 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I just like.
So realization. Universe send you like, I don't know. Brother was talking to the mom. Okay, he goes. Then again, he goes. Wow.
Very quick, very quick.
Wow.
And you know, a lot of the times my friends would always say like, what are you doing? Like, you know, don't you feel like scared? Because this is like, you know, you got to the national teams. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, this is like the level of your thinking that you are scared to do anything. You'll always be in that like same spot and like never achieve anything, you know?
Same mindset as well, though.
So like for me it was always like I don't care about nationals and all that stuff. If I don't find myself as a person, if I don't see no potential, if I can smell like what am I doing here? I don't want to be that guy who got his first Mercedes at 67 and he was happy to death, you know.
That's so interesting you say that. It's like I literally see like correlation like Moldova, same thing happening, this same thing happening. And you were successful in Moldova more so than in Germany after with this girl, but still with the other girl you were successful in Germany, second in the world. I mean,
there was success, it was just not stable. Because I was like an individual who didn't know what I am and who I am.
In even though you like second or whatever, right? And youth is not as amateurs. Like when you amateur second, it has
really
more weight.
It
has more weight. But as a youth, it's still kind of let's see what he does when he comes to amateurs, to the adults.
Correct.
And then it becomes like a weight on the society of competitive dancers, whatever you call it. Yeah. So okay, so you saw that, and then your brother bought you. How you get visa in 2 weeks?
I got it in 5 days.
In 5 days.
But I applied in Berlin at the Romanian embassy because I got like different passports. No KGB, no.
So you have two
no
passports.
spy.
Two passports, Romanian and Moldovan.
Yeah, I got Romanian, Moldovan,
what
American.
American too. Fantastic.
Well, anyway, hopefully the immigration doesn't see that.
Oh, it might be. Who knows? So, wait. So
I applied to a visa to America in Berlin, and I got it literally in 5 days.
5 days.
And in 3 days, I bought the ticket, and I was gone.
And what did you say? What did you say to the girl? You say, "Bye, I'm going."
Oh no, she went with me.
Oh, she went with you.
Yeah, my brother bought tickets for both of us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she was just like, I don't know, go have a trip or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because my brother was like really making a bunch of money. He was doing really well financially at that time.
Yeah.
And, you know, we always have a very strong relationship with our family members, like my brother, my mom, everybody who's, you know, we're very tight.
Yeah.
So we're always there for each other, you know. So if somebody's struggling, we're always there kind of like that for each other. So at that moment, he was doing very well. And he was like, all right, go and experience that. And I want you to experience that on my bill.
That's awesome, man.
And I was like, bro, I love you. Like, even more, once I got here, I was like, oh my God.
Which city, though? LA?
I came straight to LA, yeah.
Straight to LA.
And at 21 years of age, which is like the perfect age. Awesome. So I'm very thankful to him for that.
So you went with your dance partner. Was it your girlfriend as well at that time?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you came here, you started dancing, or you found who did you find? Like, did you live in the hotel? How did this journey work? So you flew in LAX.
It all started from also a very close friend of mine, Stas Chelnikov. He's very well known in the dance community, maybe for the wrong reasons or for the good or bad
I don't know,
reasons,
Stas. So
whatever.
I don't know.
But anyway, he introduced me to this Vivo Dance Sport Center, which is Alan John Dixon,
Vivo.
the owner of Vivo. You already know. And I just kind of came straight right there.
Everybody came through Vivo. Like when I ask somebody, Vivo was a dance studio in Chino Hills,
Roland Heights.
Roland Heights, right? Every dancer that came here went through there. It's crazy. Not me though.
You're one
Almost.
of the lucky ones.
Almost. Lucky ones. So you came there, you started working pretty much, dancing competition. So what was your first competition in US?
Before we even get to that,
Okay, got it. Okay.
we come to LA. So I'm all excited. I'm thinking like, wow, I can smell
America.
it in the air.
America. Yeah.
America. I feel like Borat in that swimming suit at the airport, you know? And I can smell the potential. Just like, I can smell money. I can smell everything
It was
in the
smog, man. LA smog.
air. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the weed in the air. And so anyway, so the guy texts me, the owner, he's like, yeah, so it's like, have a good time, sleep well, and once you feel more comfortable, come to the studio. So the next morning, 9 a.m., I'm already at the studio. I'm already there. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Correct. The guy comes in. He doesn't even salute us. He just passes us by, walks into his office, and I'm like, yo, what is going on here, So anyway, it all looks
So he
beautiful.
didn't recognize you, or he recognized you and he just
Just a
ignored you?
weird dude. Like, I don't know whoever's going to watch this or not, but like, Alan John, he's like, whatever, I'm thankful for his opportunities, but he's kind of like not a nice, decent, pleasant guy in many situations.
Yeah.
If you think about it, kind of using immigrant labor just for his own sake.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, he went bust.
He's
so
not
like,
here. He's
karma
in
is,
England.
karma is a bitch in
I
this
think
sense.
He's in England.
I don't even
now.
know if he's here anymore, but anyway, just like very weird overall. Like he wouldn't even vet us. It would just be like, yeah, everybody come in, work for us, and like just go through the studio. Now later on in by working in his studio, I figured out the kind of business that he does with his people, and then I was like, wow, super shocked. He'd just be stealing his teachers, not paying like the amount of lessons. I'd be writing every lesson, have everything like, signed.
Yeah.
Every goddamn lesson. And every check I would notice 300 missing, 250 missing. At some point it was like 520 missing, And I'm like, yo, this is like not okay. I'm busting my ass here day and night, and you're just like, Did
you talk to him about that?
Yeah, I did, but it's like he's such a weird person. He can't even look you in the eyes when you talk to him. So it's like, who are you even talking to, He might tell you anything in this world, but like in reality, God knows what's happening.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, very, very unpleasant guy.
Okay, so how long you... Check. Perfect.
Mic check.
Yeah, mic check. I'm paranoid now because 3 times it already happened. So...
It's my energy.
How long your male masculinity, toxic, whatever...
Toxic masculinity. There you go.
Toxic masculinity.
They say that, but I feel like they want that more,
they
right?
want them more, yeah.
Interesting.
So, okay, so how long you worked in Vivo for?
About 6 months.
6 months, then you figured out, okay, this is bullshit. I gotta leave here.
Well, I didn't even want to leave, but he just kind of messed up my whole visa process, and I feel like it was done on purpose.
Not just for you.
Not just for me, unfortunately for a lot of people. And like, once again, I just always think to myself, how can you be such a piece of crap and just like, purely overlook people and just their necessities and needs if you're calling them to come and work for you, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the first thing you want to do. You want to make your workers feel comfortable so they work for you and actually produce you money and make you, it's kind of a win-win situation. Has to be for sure.
Yeah.
And not with him though. It's like so weird,
Got it.
Yeah.
So 6 months, and then what happened afterwards?
And then, so the visa, didn't get no visa. And then the last straw was like, I was supposed to get a check, and he took like more than 70% out of it. Because he was like, for tax purposes. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? I'm probably working here not even legally.
Yeah.
Right? Let's call it that way. It's like, that's kind of weird. And you're like charging me all of this tax for something that probably you're not gonna pay. You know.
Yeah.
So at some point I was like, hey, I need some money. You know, it's like I work. It's like this a little bit. You know, it's getting a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, what ended up happening? He stopped paying me at some point, and then at that point I was like probably like 6 weeks in, and he owed me at that point like 2-3 competitions, and I was teaching a good 10 lessons a day for sure. So we're talking about a good chunk amount of money.
Yeah.
But I kept on working because I'm like, you know, whatever. I'm green. I don't know anything, so I'm just like trying to keep everybody happy and everybody in their balance, right? And at some point, these people where I live, which was basically like a mouth-to-mouth kind of agreement where, like, you know, based on nothing, they're like, listen, you stop paying. It's like already like, you know, going the second month. It's like, you got to get out.
Yeah.
Now I'm living in my car. You know, so I was like, all right, this is basically, this is not going anywhere.
Did
right?
Vivo have shower? I don't remember.
No. I mean, the moment these guys told me, like, oh, you got to get out, and I was living in my car, I just went to Anna. I was like, bro, you got to give me the money right now, or it's like, what am I going to do? There's nothing to do. So anyway, I decided to leave that whole situation. And then
Wait. And where was the partner at that point?
She already left. Yeah, she left like 3 months after.
Back to Germany.
Correct, yeah.
So you split.
She came here, but it just wasn't for her. All that pressure and all that.
Yeah.
What it takes to actually be a teacher.
And to.
It's not just like, it might sound like an easy job, but to actually make a person dance and do all that stuff, you really have to know your craft and like really to be like the best of that top of the food chain, whatever it is, right?
But not just that, but it's like, it's also like many times I feel like a psychologist when I'm teaching, you know, because people come with, they had a bad day and they start to have like a rant about something in dancing, and you realize after a while, when this happens more often, that they have pressure from their work or their life and this and that, and then you go like, what the fuck did I do wrong? Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, what?
You need that experience to learn.
Exactly. Right. So it's not. Yeah.
At some point, you got to become this chameleon that can adjust to any kind of situation, because in the end of the day, these people are paying you money.
Exactly.
So you don't want to be like, you know, there with the douchey face and be like, yeah, I don't care about you, or your problems, because that's what they come and pay you for. So in a way, you kind of have to adjust to the situation, right?
Yeah.
Make the best out of it, I guess.
And also, different people have different personalities, so you need to kind of like touch base. Okay, this is this kind of person. This is this kind of person. This person likes it, you know, like, okay, just dancing, just go for it, no talking. This person likes to talk and not dance at all, and we have a competition in a week, so we need to dance, so I need to get her to dance. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So you left the apartment, you lived in the car. How long you lived in the... So you became homeless?
In a way.
Finally.
I mean, I never really felt homeless, to be honest, in California, because I'm like, man, life's good. Like, you know, I still had a little bit of money on me. I mean, it's not the best when you live in a car and you,
of course, not.
You know, it's not the best.
Of course not, yeah.
Look. But to be honest...
And did you sleep, like, in your car? Like, literally sleep in your car?
Yeah, literally, yeah. So...
For how long?
About a good 2.5 weeks.
Wow, man.
But it's, you know, it's okay. Like, you know, I never felt like...
Where did you shower?
It would be like, you know, those whore showers where you go like real quick and before a lesson until you made some money.
French shower or something. Yeah. It's called French shower.
I just like, you know, pile up a little bit of money, and when I was comfortable, that I'd be like, okay, I can take like this one night and just like really shower and do all my things, wash my clothes and do whatever I need to do. Then I would do that, but probably I'd say like...
To go Motel 6 or something for $60 or...
I did one time and never again. I was like, no, screw that. I can't.
Yeah. Now you're spoiled.
Any moment you feel like somebody's going to walk in with the gun and it's like, this is your last night you'll ever live on this planet, right?
Or Jehovah's Witness knocking on your door. Let's talk about Jesus.
Jesus,
man.
Jesus.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that about you, man. I didn't know that about you. Okay, so after those 2.5 weeks in the car, you were still working at Allen's or in Vivo or
no?
What?
I started working for studio called Ilie, which is like a big thing in the Asian community.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very old studio who's been there in the community for a long time, and a lot of people know about it, and a lot of dancers actually go to it.
Yeah.
So at that moment, that's kind of the thing that saved me. It was a lady by the name Yvonne, which later became my mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
She unfortunately passed away. Rest in peace to her as well. But she just kind of saw me. She was like, I need a teacher.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a job because I was basically like homeless at that time, and I didn't
Where
really
did you
get
meet
my
her?
students. I just started going from studio to studio to see what's going on.
Oh, just pop in and
Pop
go.
in. Hello,
Wow.
my name is Eli. Can I work here? Can I do something? Or any kind of work like that. So and the mother saw me, and she kind of saw me that I was a little bit roughed up, but she's like, you're tall, good looking, kind of strong looking. She's like, I think I got work for you. And then she offered me some like weird like $35 or something like that. I was like,
that's still good though. When you kind of
even then I was like, I'm not working for this money.
Oh really?
Even though I was homeless, I'm not working for this money.
Oh, you some set of castañetas over there.
I mean, whatever. Like at that point,
I came to US. I started $25. 25.
Yeah. Mine was like
Then I went-
$22.50 or something at Vivo.
Then I went to what was it? 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then to 35 I needed to negotiate like crazy, man. I won't send the name because I don't want to. But
listen, that's when you kind of become better at understanding your character and kind of
learning,
developing your character.
learning.
See where you
Constant
are.
learn, yeah. Constant learning. And man, you have some pair of balls to say, okay, no 35, even though you lived in the car. That's a strong character.
But that
man.
time I had about $60 to my name.
Okay, got it. So you had 60. You said no, 35 is not too much.
But I'm okay. I bought some cheese, some hummus, some water, and I'm good. Whatever. I can.
Hummus. He means hummus. Hummus is his.
Feasible.
Yeah, feasible. Hummus. Yeah,
That's
cheese
so
and
great.
hummus. All right. So what happened next? So you came. You said no, 35. I'm not working with that.
I was like, I can't work 35 carrying people
Yeah.
on me and doing like social dancing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
you're
like,
not. You're dancing with the people. You're not carrying the people.
Well, in that specific community, it was like a lot of social dancing, and you had to like be with them and kind of for a good 2-3 hours.
Yeah,
It'd be quite challenging.
It gets hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, all right, no 35, like go screw yourself. So I said, all right, whatever. I'll just keep on searching. No problem.
So you turned around and you walked out.
Walked out.
And then she goes, wait! Was it like
in
a
the
movie?
Chinese markets? No.
Wait!
No, I
give
left.
you 35.50. No, was it like that?
36.
Yeah. Exactly.
No,
Deal.
bro. I left and nobody came out. I just left. I was gone.
Okay.
And I went to a couple of other studios, but nothing kind of panned out. And then like 2-3 days later, she called me. She's like, all right.
So you left the number?
Yeah, she took my number and everything. And she's like, all right, we'll do it for 50. She's like,
wow.
I mean, for me at that time, I was like 50. Okay, we can work with that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, if I get 10 lessons a day, that's fine. We can start
500,
managing something.
Yeah.
And I come to the studio, and she gave me like 7 students straight, and they all bought a package like of 10 lessons. And I was like, perfect. I can rent a room now. So the first thing I did, I rented a room in somebody's house that I found through a friend. Boom, it was like 500, 550, something like that. And I was like, good. And the first thing I did, I was like, can I pay like 4 months ahead? So I'm good. I don't have to worry about this crap anymore. It's like I'm done with this, like sleeping in the car, and going from hotel to hotel.
Wow, man.
Even though it's 2 weeks, but it's quite challenging because like all this not good sleep and this like, waking up in the morning and the sun is like drying you out. It's like not the best thing ever.
Exactly.
So yeah,
I got an uncomfortable position. What car you had?
I had like a Beamer, like a 325.
Yeah, like
for a homeless guy, it's pretty dope, I would say. My brother bought it for me, actually.
Yeah.
And then So and then I finally got the room. I could feel a little bit more comfortable, and then like I started getting all these students, and then slowly grinding my way up to it.
Yeah.
And then I just started piling money and just like trying to help my family with everything.
So since you came, so your last competition was in Europe. You didn't dance at that point any professionally, any competition in US, right? Or did you dance professionally with the girl that when you came the first time?
The Anastasia girl, I danced an amateur competition with her
here,
which was December 2012.
Okay.
Like something Nadia Aftadal competition, like something like that.
Somewhere San Diego-ish?
No, Beverly Hills Hotel, yeah.
Okay.
And in California
Fancy.
Open, which is February, 2 months later.
I just went to California Open. It's in Santa Barbara now.
No, that's California Star Bowl. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a little bit different. California Open is the February one.
He's longer here in America. That's why he knows. Okay, California Open. Okay, so you dance California Open amateurs or
already professionals.
Already professionals.
Because I came here, I understood that, man, as an amateur, you're going to not do anything good. So I was like, I'm professional, straight up, 21.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Ta-da, I'm professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you dance, any results? Like what wasn't...
Me and Anastasia, we did pretty well. Like, got second in the Rising Stars at California Open. I mean, at that moment, it was like Andre and Yulia, pretty good couple who established themselves. But Andre
Tarasov.
Yeah. And anyway, she was not really for America. America's a lot of pressure. It kind of takes a lot of you out of you. You kind of have to build everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And she was more European. She was not into that kind of stuff. I wanted that drive, that potential, that I want to see it in front of my eyes.
Opportunity. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
so this was your last competition, California Open.
Open, yeah. And
then you didn't even look for a partner. You just said, I want to work. I want to get money. I need to survive. I need to I never want to sleep in the car again.
I mean, that was definitely a big,
drive
boost for my drive. But the first thing was first. I gotta make money and I gotta support my family, help everybody around me, kind of set everything up so everybody's comfortable and nobody has to struggle about these things anymore. It's just
in
always
Moldova.
a drag. Correctly.
Yeah. You said earlier we had a conversation before we started the podcast, and Ilie said the choice was not just because he didn't want to dance professional, but because he wanted to help his family going through some financial stuff.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Like everybody goes through ups and downs.
Yeah.
And just at that moment.
And it was his turn because his brother helped him and bought him the BMW. What was it? 325 BMW. And he was homeless guy in BMW. Man, I didn't know that about you, man. 2.5 weeks in the car. That's
okay.
Crazy.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's not okay, but it's like I didn't know you went through that. It's kind of harsh. I almost went homeless too in America, but I found a room in Santa Monica with some lady on the second floor. She gave me this back room. I had only mattress in there for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, similar to you. Yeah. It wasn't a car, but it was a back room of some sort of. And I came through living room, and she was she was sleeping and watching TV. She was like, and I was like, I don't want to stay here. I want to stay here. I always locked the door behind me. I was scared, man. And and then I found an apartment.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Step by step, you can grind it back up.
Yeah.
But that's
For
America.
Sure.
That's the beauty of America.
Yeah.
Because 1 minute you're like driving 100 miles an hour. You're like, and then bam.
Something happened.
Gone.
Yeah.
In a split second.
Yeah.
So you really got to be careful here.
But also the other way around. You can be on the street and one happened, next thing happened, and within a week you have a situation that you couldn't even imagine being in the situation.
Correct, yeah. And it's just that momentum.
Yeah.
And you can kind of also push that momentum,
of course,
create it yourself in a certain way as well.
But not too much, because then you gotta you can push it, but if you force it, it won't work. Yes. I always explain to my students, and by explaining to them, I actually learn myself. Like, don't push it too hard. It's like when you saw the wood with a saw. Cut the wood with a saw, right? If you push too hard, it's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
If you pull too light, I'm giving the lesson. No, you need to give the life lessons. No, but this remind me of that. Like,
Yeah, you gotta find the
it's
right
steady.
balance.
Yeah, it's a steady pressure, and keep going. Like when you cut the wood with a saw. Did you
Mhm.
ever do it in Moldova?
Yeah, it's cool.
I
you
did
gotta
all
do
the
it.
time. And you have this big saw, and you go back and forward, and you get tired, and you wanna have it done sooner, and you start to
Mm-hmm.
like, oh,
Really
I hated
pressuring it. Yeah.
yeah. And it's stuck, and you cannot move it, and then anyway. So, okay, you got straight up, right? Like you straighten up,
Mhm.
you corrected the course, and then like at what point would you say you were like, all right, I'm cool. Now I'm partying America. Ha!
Well, that never. I mean, I was always involved in it. I guess to party and to do all that stuff. Probably from 21 to like 25, 26 is where I really got a little bit more mature, I guess, and I understood like, what am I doing? It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But again, you got to go through it to understand it.
Of course, you were young. You were like, again, toxic masculinity, full of testosterone.
Hey, toxic masculinity works somehow with the women the best, I don't know.
Don't say it too loud. You in America. What's going on
Please
today?
don't cancel me.
Yeah, don't cancel them. Okay, so 26, and then what happened? Like,
well,
you were 26, and then what? Like, you never. Okay, during this time, did you ever had a desire to come back to the professional floor, or you were like, you know what? I had this life. I was young. I was successful in Moldova. I was successful in youth in Germany. I came to America, but now it's time for me to actually grind, make money, and get a life. And you never had a desire to go to the professional floor again, or was it still there somewhere, or how did you feel about it?
I mean, it was
all those years.
Always there. The first plan was still, trying to make my own life organized.
Mm-hmm.
And dancing was always there, but somehow it just wouldn't work out. It would always be one of those situations where you got to bring a partner
from outside.
Correct.
Yeah.
Gotta
make
do
a
the
visa, make a da. Yeah, all the
support her financially.
Exactly, yeah.
Like it takes a lot out of you, and you got to work, and you got to like try to build up your clientele.
I did that.
We all mostly did that, so it's a very harsh kind of thing, you know. So, and then I would try from time to time, but it was just not,
with partners that were here.
Yeah, they would come here, we'd try for a little bit, in a couple of months, they would be like, yeah, it's too difficult. And for me, it was difficult as well, so it was usually split up,
Yeah, got it.
Because a lot of the girls who come here, they think that everything is just going to fall from the sky.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, everybody's rich here, nobody needs to work.
Yeah.
So you kind of, especially as a girl in our industry, man, you got to work. Wow, it's hard.
Yeah, because you have more female students than male students.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I understand that. So, and then the big moment happened.
Oh, me coming back to dancing?
Yeah, of course. It wasn't a big moment. Yeah. No, it was kind of by chance, right? It wasn't even by chance.
By accident, more or less, I guess, yeah. Although I know my partner for a long time already, more than probably 10 years at this point. And we worked even in the same studio, but it was just like a pure coincidence. I came to work. She just finished her lesson, and she was like, hey, you want to dance rhythm? And I was like...
No, you lying. He told me this story before.
Oh, right.
She asked you want to dance.
Oh, yeah. First, she just asked me, like, do you want to have a tryout? And I was like, yeah, not really, because... no, let's have a tryout.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do it because, like, if it's Latin, I kind of did it. I'm done with this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm over it already. And she's like, no, let's try rhythm. I was like, no, it's interesting, because I never did it. And I always wanted to learn it. But I was so busy always working with Latin and teaching students that it was just, like, never time for anything like that. And I was like, I feel like this is a good opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Just practice, whatever. We'll see what's going to get out of it, right?
What happens, yeah.
And then I got a wife and kids as well. So I'm like,
well, when did you make that happen? You skipped it kind of, huh?
Between the homeless BMW driver?
Between the okay, Ilie between the homeless in BMW and starting his professional career in rhythm again. In between, he got wife and kids. Let's just leave it by that. Because oh man, we already 2 hours in. 3.
Jesus Christ.
2.5. Well, with the technical difficulties, maybe 2. But we're here for a long time. Man, I enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you so much.
You have how many kids? 2?
2 kids by
2
now.
kids.
Yeah.
How old?
One is gonna be 5, and the other one is 3 already. By
And
now.
they have a Instagram account I saw, and they super famous on Instagram.
Oh Jesus! Yeah. It's all my wife with her, like, you know. She's more Americanized in this sense.
Yeah.
I'm always the guy who's always like, yeah, let's not do this, because it's like so many weird people on the internet.
I know,
God knows what they're like, you know. But I get it. It's the new.
It's the new
society
thing. Yeah.
whatever.
Going on. Yeah.
I don't want.
We grew up differently. Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy who's like, back in the day.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the old guy by 31. Well, it is kind of true though. The 30 is the new 50.
But when I was a kid and like being 10 years old, and I was thinking, watching these 30-year-old guys and like being, bro, you're about to be dead. Like, you're so
exactly.
old. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm 31. I was like, bro, I feel like 16. Exactly the same with, you know, it's interesting how you get there so quickly.
It's crazy.
Life, man.
Yeah, you 30. I'm almost 40, man.
You don't look like it.
Almost 40.
Are we having a moment?
2 more years. I have a moment. Listen, did you have, just off the topic, I was 23 and I had a midlife crisis of a dancer when I was 23, 26 and 28. Did you have it some type of like thing like this too, or not? Or was it me only? I don't know.
I think a lot of
can
us
you relate to
go
that?
through
like,
it, but you see,
I felt so fucking old at 23 as a dancer. I was like, oh my god, time runs away, and I lost a partner, right? And I was like, oh, I don't have a partner, and I need to move my career, and I was freaking out, man. I was 23.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I wasn't even dancing at that age because I was having my break, so I couldn't relate to that kind of thing. But I understand what you were going through, because at some point it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you just start learning, a lot of it is your potential, a lot of it is your talent. So, and you're naive in a good sense,
because you're
word.
Like, going,
and just going for it, just whatever you're moving it, you're shaking it, whatever comes out of you comes out of you. And then when it becomes like this technicality and all this stuff, that's when we get lost, because everything that we do now in our ballroom dancing, unfortunately, is like everything from the top down and not from the bottom up. You know, it's like the foundation is built in very weird ways. It just starts from vague understandings and meanings and whatnot, and there's like no correlation between what we were actually trying to dance and what we're trying to teach. So it's like it's a big discombobulation right there.
I understood so many things like through teaching when I started to teach, especially pro-am. Because it's like you explain in a ways, non-ballroom ways.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
You gotta really become a teacher and not be a coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Big difference between coach and teacher.
Yeah, that's a theme for another. It's a conversation for another 3 hours.
I gotta be careful what I say, because
no,
I'm dancing professionally again.
Exactly. So. So you started with Oksana, right? Oksana Kashkina. Find her. She's on Instagram too. And your first competition was in, where you said, San Diego?
San Diego. Ballroom Beach Bash.
Yeah, and how did you do there?
We got second in the Rising Star, and I think we got 4th or 5th maybe in the Pro Open.
Final. Nice.
Yeah,
nice,
I mean, it's a very nice competition. It's not very big, but it's very big and smooth, because Tony Redpath, she's like a very big organizer there, so a lot of people come to support her, specifically in the smooth. But, you know, I like to support everybody. Why not? Just go and dance everywhere, right? Just have a good time and enjoy. And overall,
it was Beach Bash, by the way. Beach Bash, guys.
Beach Bash, San Diego. Yeah.
San Diego.
And me and Oksana were planning initially to dance maybe in like the Palm Springs, which is like a good 4 months later down the road. But then we were just kind of setting up all the routines, and I was like, screw it, let's just do beach bash, whatever. It's like in 2 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
So
did you do your routines by yourself or?
it's a combination of things,
Mhm.
like, you know, mostly with Oksana's help, because I didn't know anything in the beginning, so I just went with whatever she helped
Proposed, yeah.
and proposed at this
Yeah.
time, at
Perfect.
that time.
And who you working with, or is it a secret?
No, not really. Eugene Katzefman.
Eugene.
That's the only coach that we have
Yeah.
right now, but we will be probably, you know, trying to expand a little bit and see what we can. We probably need help from other people as well too.
Yeah. And you traveling to New York, or every time he comes here, you take lessons?
He comes very often because he's
comes?
very busy coach, so he's like a good every 2-3 months he's here basically.
Oh, perfect.
So we try to always take
Yeah.
with him as much as we can, because, you know, I got kids and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
school
yeah.
and all competitions and work and.
So how does it work, like with your busy schedule with 2 kids, and you working probably a lot, right? I always see you in the studio, you like grinding lesson after lesson after lesson. Like, how do you do that?
I mean, I got an amazing wife that really helps a lot.
Thank you, wife.
Thank
What's
you,
her name?
wifey. Brenda.
Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. And thank you for allowing him to sit here for 3 hours till we have already.
Whiskey, baby.
It's 12:30 in the night and we're still going, guys.
It was so
So,
funny.
thank you.
I just saw an interview of a guy who was playing some soccer stuff, and he was like, I want to thank my wife and I want to thank my girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Oh, God. That would be
Well, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. No. Brenda, you're the only one. So,
yeah.
what's the schedule? What's the schedule? Like,
I start teaching at 7 a.m.
really?
Almost every day, yeah.
Wow.
And
That's tough, man.
yeah, it's all right. You get adjusted, you know. You toughen up.
I don't know. I started like about a year ago. I tried to do the 5 a.m. club.
Ooh.
I went for 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then like rings under the eyes and tired because
Yeah.
I don't know. Like dancer schedule is always night. Like I'm night owl. I don't know. Like it's maybe just saying. Maybe you need to get used to it. But I went for 3 months hardcore every day,
Mhm.
5 a.m. club. Right. At some point, I started to go to sleep at 10.
Mm-hmm.
But when I like overstayed the 10-ish mark, I couldn't fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell asleep like usually like 1, 2. And then I got up at 5. So 3 hours sleep. And I was like, man.
Because the body has its own sleeping schedule, and it goes somehow in like every 3 hours for you to
Yeah.
really get that good
Yeah.
sleep in.
Yeah.
So it's like if you miss the 10, you kind of missed already. Like
Yeah.
even though you missed an hour, you kind of missed already a good 2
And
3
I'm
hours of
teaching
sleep.
always in the evening till 10. So I cannot
Yeah.
be in bed at 10, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you got to figure out, man. So what is your schedule like?
Well, most of the time
7 a.m. starting teaching.
Yeah, like
So you have
Monday-
students that come in like 7 a.m. hardcore.
Yeah, mostly it's the same student.
Ah, okay, got
yeah,
it. Okay.
it's the same student. She just comes every day for the
So
lessons.
she could accommodate you, or it was her request to do 7
No, it
a.m.?
was mostly my request
Yeah.
because I started working in a different area, kind of build up a whole new clientele in that
Uh-huh.
area, which is Orange County.
Yeah.
And I kind of gave up a good 80, probably more than that, of the students in LA to just kind of start everything there, because in the future I want to move there and just
Got it.
be there.
But you live in LA now or
Yeah, close to Pasadena.
Pasadena?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the schedule 7 a.m. You teaching how long? Like till 2, 3, 4, 5? What?
Depends on the day, but like, you know, I usually get a good, probably like, you know, some 3 days of the week are crazy. They're like busy with like 14, 15 lessons a day.
Man, because I come like at 7:30 or sometimes, you know, like 7:30, and you're still there. And now now I know you start at 7 a.m. and I'm like, okay, now
Yeah.
I will go like, you alright, buddy? Here's some water, whiskey.
Oh God, yeah.
So 3 times, like 3 days, you have really busy, like 14-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right
something
now
like
on the
that.
grind as well, because of the older competition schedules, you kind of
Yeah.
have to make up for whatever you missed.
Yeah, it's like.
So it's like a
Yeah.
back and forth, you know.
Yeah. So And training wise, what is the schedule like training wise?
Every day, about 2 hours a day.
You mean with Oksana?
With Oksana, yeah.
Yeah.
Just for
Every
the
day.
professional part of it.
Nice.
And then how many lessons, usually 8 to about 14, 15 lessons is the norm.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
A month, you mean? Or what are we talking about?
No, let's say if I take a Monday, I'll start teaching from 7 all the way till maybe
Oh, gotcha. So
you
if you if you practice
so
every
the norm
day,
of everyday
gotcha.
teaching, I would probably teach probably 8 to up till 15 lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 45s, right? Minutes.
45-minute
45
sessions,
minutes.
yeah.
Man, you crazy.
Crazy motherfucker.
How do you survive? yeah. How do you survive though?
I don't know, I'm good.
You just have a drive.
Chilling, bro.
So how does it the rhythm stuff? How does it? Is it exciting for you now again, or
rhythm is
it's different, or it's because I saw you guys. You look pretty good.
Thank you, brother.
Man, it's really I saw you Oksana got really jacked. It's it's like a changed person. Yeah, you see the change, and she really she loves it, man. She going for it. So you have a good partner there.
Yeah, she's
good
enjoying
drive,
it
good drive,
as well as I'm enjoying it for sure.
Perfect.
And the big difference is probably I kind of understood and found myself as a person and as a dancer.
So personally, you know where you stand, and therefore you don't have those back and forward within the practice, because you're still searching yourself. You still don't know. You didn't figure out yourself, and then
the blame of the partner starts to happen.
Yes, of course.
And in reality, you just suck. You're just not ready for it. You know, but you want to blame somebody else for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but when you let's say you have your tools, now you can start focusing on different things, and be like, all right, who am I truly, And that's the beauty in rhythm, that it's just here it is, figure it out,
Yeah.
And then once you have the tools, it's okay, what am I really feeling here? How can I touch these people so that when they watch me, they're going to be like, whatever the place is, dude, I really liked it, That's the most important for me,
That's amazing you started to talking about that, because I have a question for you. Exactly about that. What do you think is the most, not impactful, but how do I ask it? Amazing show that you see of a couple. What is your take on it? Not when you dancing and you wanna show something, but when you watch somebody, what makes the most impact on you, or impression on you as when you see a show dance?
For me, the most important, I feel for me, I feel like such a valley girl.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I feel for me, well, most definitely is the understanding of your body, that you could tell that the two is one, that the two become one.
Yeah.
And it's not just pure oh, I'm going to push you on that foot and action, reaction, and
But you're really going into the I don't want to say technical stuff, but the understanding of the dancing from the pro point of view. But let's say you're an amateur, you have no idea about dancing. What makes a show impactful or beautiful or valuable?
Whatever he can reproduce on the outside, whatever he feels inside. Yeah, most definitely. If why did I was so in awe of Brian Watson?
Yeah,
is because he wasn't focused on the moves and the technicalities.
Yeah.
It was just something that was in him. What he was going for is what do I feel in this moment? Is that party samba, and I'm gonna relate that moment in the best way I can, but using the tools of the ballroom dancing.
Got it.
So how he brought that Brazilian samba party to the German Open, and a whole wave of people felt that energy. Then that's not a lie. That's
an expression of the energy.
It's whatever he felt inside.
What do you feel inside? Express. So just for one dancer or for the couple, or how, like individually or together? Like if you have a couple, like between couple, what are you looking for between couples? Like when you see a couple dancing, a showcase, competition is of course different because you go in for different aspects of the dance, right? But like for the showcase, you have one couple on the floor, you're watching a show. What is like this impactful thing that you see? What makes this show so amazing?
It's kind of hard to describe it in a one way because
Do 5 ways. We still have time.
because like
I'm teaching. Listen, I'm starting pretty early tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Okay,
Me too.
not like you 7, but yeah,
no,
we still have
good. Tomorrow's Saturday, so it's 9
eight
a.m.
eight and a half hours. We still got. We can go straight to work after that. I can
Straight
talk
up.
to you. You know, you're easy to talk to. So let's do it.
So most definitely, again, like you can produce a lot of already this couple vibe just by having understanding of the mechanics and being on the same page. That alone can produce a lot of energy already that you can be like, holy crap, that feels good. I don't know what's happening, but it looks easy, but it's sophisticated. Like that's when you can reach that. That's for me, that's the pinnacle. When you can make something so sophisticated, look, it's so easy, like it's just you're eating seeds,
Got it.
I mean, for me, probably that's the most important, because when that comes along, all the purity comes out, all the fine lines, all that drizzle, that sparkle, that
That's what drives you as a audience of the.
Yeah, like when I watch,
show.
if I can see that, like the other weekend we were in Ohio, and Nikolai with
By
Sarah.
the way, congratulations.
Thank you so
to
much.
the Rising Star.
Rising Star champion.
Winning
you.
Rising Star. Congrats.
And Professional Latin, they had that the Professional Latin competition, and then they had a show night, right?
Yeah.
So everybody had pretty okay numbers, but what really touched is that Nikolai with Sarah, who danced, and they got like second in the show, but I think they got 5th or 6th in the final of the pros. Anyway, besides the point. But like that show really touched me. I was like, holy crap, I wanted to almost cry, just because everything came together. The song, the way they related these emotions, it was just like so straight to the point that I was like, oh, there's like so much beauty in simplicity.
Got it. So simplicity, beauty, and so there was some connection to the song. Like they expressed the song, the words exactly.
And again, because they were like so connected, and that sophistication that looked so simplistic, I was like, oh God, I can't. It's like I almost want to cry, right? Because that touches me so deep.
Yeah.
So that
had that impact.
For me, that's
Thanks,
probably,
man. I always trick people on my podcast through this question, because this is actually for my wedding dance couples.
Yeah, I saw you have your book there with that.
Oh yeah. My book.
Congrats on that.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So that's why I'm asking, but I don't want to tell it's wedding couples, because then people go, well, for wedding dance you gotta, right? So that's why I'm asking this way. All right, we're almost at the end. Now this big finale. What you nervous? Final question. Who wants to be millionaire?
All right.
Okay, so what is one or more lessons? I kind of sense the lessons already, but I wanted to hear it from you, like directly. What were the lessons, the life lessons you've learned through dancing, through this journey, through this experience? What you went through, like from beginning in Moldova, Germany, now here in America. Maybe you learned something new, or it was in stages, or like, oh, don't trust anybody, especially studio owners, whatever. No, I'm joking, but you know what I mean, like what is, you can say 10 things that you've learned throughout the journey.
Probably a couple of things. And I really liked what Mike Tyson said one time, is like, you shouldn't really let a person change you just because of their behavior, which is I think very powerful, that statement. because most of the time you let your emotions dictate yourself. You know.
Relying to Michael because you have a picture with him.
No, I just like.
Did he tell you personally? No, I'm fan too, man. He's awesome.
I love that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a couple of life lessons, like don't take yourself too serious.
Don't take yourself too serious.
You ain't that important.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, don't waste your time because your youth is only for so long. And
don't waste your time.
Yeah, definitely don't waste your time. And what I mean by that, because that can be very vague, don't waste your time. Like really try to go and find understanding beyond the coaches. To really try to find it in the aspect of dancing right now.
Yeah.
Really find yourself a teacher.
Yeah.
And not a coach who will guide you, you know.
Got it.
And, you know, in this aspect, we're also very lucky because we work with a lot of people. So I was fortunate to kind of find myself also in many ways by teaching them and by having so many. Because, you know, in this business, you got to teach a 7-year-old the same as you got to teach a 7-year-old. You got to make sure that in 4 or 5 lessons, they can do that Roomba walk and everything.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you kind of suck, right?
But also goes in other ways because through the teaching, you being a teacher and have this amount of lessons and grinding and going,
you make yourself better.
You make yourself better for the dancing. But what I mean is, you then understand what you looking for in a teacher because you going through it. Like realizing so many aspects of it, right? And then you see it when you have lessons with people. You see those aspects in those people, and then you choose, right?
True.
Like I had recently the David Alvarez telling me his like one of his was learn to choose people around you.
Oh, 100%.
Learn to choose people around you. It hit me so hard because I was terrible at it.
You have to unlearn it and relearn it for that to work, because it's a process. It's not just like, how do you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know, and it's
not just about reading people, but like, right? It's all integrated. Like,
listen, your childhood can be attached to it, your emotions can be attached. Just like always that toxic relationship, and you're always like, how the hell do I end up in the same spot all the time? But you know it from the beginning already.
Yes.
So you have to unlearn.
I broke it finally. I broke the cycle finally. Yeah.
But the devil's always there on that left shoulder, always talking to you.
I know.
Yeah.
So, what else? This is those two lessons, or do you have more?
Other than that, I learned to approach life in a way like always keep myself busy and just do everything that's possible, to be honest, because you never know where you might end up from it.
What do you mean, like multiple things?
Multiple things as well. Like, you know, don't just be all involved in ballroom dancing. Try to expand yourself. Try to have, you know, some side gig or whatnot, you know, something that will maybe...
You mean hobbies or just some other jobs?
In my case, it's like another job and another kind of thing, you know, just to try to grow and like get out of that comfort zone. And like, because we as ballroom dancers were so used to in that thing that it's everything outside of it is so scary, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's so needed for you to just kind of like, you know, have that other outside experience and understand that this is not everything, that you could do other things as well. And we as artists, we should be like entrepreneurial in that sense, pretty easy because we have so many tools to use.
Do you have any other artistic expressions you
literally
verfolgen, how you say verfolgen? I only have German word. No. Verfolgen meaning like you follow, you
that you follow up or add to.
Add to,
Man, literally super untalented.
Oh, please.
Literally, like, I think I can probably only ballroom dance.
Ballroom dance. Yeah. No, like music, no singing,
no singing, no
karaoke for you?
No, man. Horrendous. And my dream was always to do like Broadway.
Really?
Like, you know, those Rock of Ages or something. Yeah. Oh, I love that stuff.
Gotcha.
You know, that's my ultimate.
Well, why not?
Like, that would be the pinnacle.
Why not?
Well, I'm probably told for that, and I really don't have the skills to be singing and all that stuff. And like, you know, I know people tell me like, oh, it's great. it's okay, you got it. But
You got it. But
in reality, I've seen these guys, and I'm like, bro, there's just levels to that stuff. Like in ballroom dancing, there's just levels to that. And some of them are genetics, and some of them are just pure talent, and some of them are brains, and some of them is discipline, and
many aspects to it. Yeah,
you just never know. But my point of what I was trying to say as well is like, look for it. Don't be like, oh, this is it, and that's the information. You know, look for it. Try to find many ways to get around it and to get those people. You know, don't. I don't know.
Like I have a feeling from you, like through what you told me, what you explained to me in today's interview, that you kind of like not projecting, but like you almost reviewing your future from the point of or situation you in, and you kind of like calculating, okay, if I stay in this situation, this is the outcome I get. Do I like it or I don't? Right?
Yeah.
So this kind of feeling I have from you, like you constantly recalibrating, constantly like searching.
True that 100%. And I think I've got this from my family, especially from my dad, because he's a very straightforward person. There's like no bullshit talk around it. It's white or black.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotcha.
So it's like you already know. You can kind of have
where
a
you
feeling
at,
or a tell.
Yeah, where you at in certain situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
And I think I got that from that, you know, where I'm just like, I'm always going to be true to myself in the mirror, and I'm not going to lie to myself, especially because that, even though I catch myself even in today's day and age, but like, it's much better than what it used to.
Yeah.
You know, that's like number one rule. Don't lie to yourself, because it's only you. You came alone in this world. You're going to
You with yourself 24/7. Don't forget that, right?
True.
24/7.
All the time,
24/7, man.
Like in Japanese, you know, sayings, they have the saying where they say that you have always three faces, right?
Yeah.
You have the one that you're with yourself, the one that you're with your family, and the one that you're with the rest of the people. So it's like you, and only you're going to die with those demons buried inside of you, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Ilie, it was great, man. It was
great.
Almost 3 hours. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Plus minus technical stuff.
That's all right.
Hey, thank you very much. What can I say? We had
Shabbat Shalom.
What was that?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay. L'chaim, whatever this means. Yeah, l'chaim. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. This will be and was the judgment-free zone, where we talk about everything and anything, dancing, artistic, musically, whatever related, expression-wise related. And thanks again for coming. And like, it was very short. Like,
biggest pleasure. Well, I just lost my virginity because this is my first podcast.
Okay. I was like, oh my god, like, virginity. What's happening? You have 2 kids, man. All right. Yeah. So cheers. I know you have just water.
Just water.
But
you should be drinking water. Kids. Stay hydrated.
Yes. Guys, thank you very much for watching.
Daniel the Gypsy, Slicky Grey God.
Slicky Grey God. Yes, we talked about that too. All right. Perfect. Thank you. And I have this new thing. I just saw it today, and I will use it in my podcast when it's finished.
You press.
Press it. There we go. Thank you, guys. See you next time. This is Dance Art and Life Podcast, a judgment-free zone. I'm your host, Daniel the Gypsy. Enjoy your evening. Bye.